NCRP Productions presents Torg Eternity by Ulisses Spiele. The Breifne Crown. Episode 20.
Hello everyone, and welcome to a Sunday of Possibilities. My name is Greg, and I will be the GM for our Torg game and the Breifne Crown campaign. Let's go ahead and introduce our players, starting to my right.
Hi, my name is Aaron. I'm playing Ufa Ali, the sniper from the Nile Empire.
Hello, this is Victoria. I am playing Iara Bay, the necromancer elf from Isle.
Hi, it's Barry. I am running Max Elite, the freedom fighter from Tharkold.
And this is Tori. I'm playing Evangeline Francis, the monster hunter from Aurora.
All right, and Shan will not be able to make it for this session either, so wait a minute. Ufa? Who the hell is Ufa? Can someone tell me what the hell and let our players know what happened last session?
Let's hear it from the man's mouth himself.
Oh, man. So I was originally playing a character named Tristan, who is Ufa Ali. Due to the conflicting realities, he had basically forgotten who he was. And then when he came out of the Living Lands reality, got into Core Earth, it all came flowing back to him. So I am currently playing Ufa Ali, who is the sniper from the Nile Empire.
We didn't even know he was a sniper last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, with those
I was
rolls.
just using a bow, and I'm not very good with that.
Right. You didn't tell us that.
Yeah. Oh, I warned you guys right off the bat. Like, what is this guy good for? I mean, so far, nothing.
So what happened last week, just as a quick recap?
Do you want to take that, or you want me to?
You good, yeah.
All right. So we finally got to the level in the statue where we got to meet Father Flint.
Right.
Father Flint is an Adianos who has accepted the Core Earth realm. So he is an Adianos who is a priest, who has all the trappings of a priest, the black robes, the little white snippet at his neck, but he is still an Adianos, still basically a saurian humanoid. And we spoke with him about where the Eternity Shard is. Found out that he had it up until about 10 days ago. 10 days ago, his group was infiltrated by two Red Jaws who killed a number of his people, injured more, and took the shard, we think, 30 miles southwest to Lefferts Lake, New Jersey. And we are intending to go there. However, we found out one more thing. Father Flint has an artifact from Core Earth, something called the Declaration of Independence, still wrapped up in the acrylic plastic that he found it in. And so with that and his little small hard point that still remains, it's slowly shrinking, but still remains inside the Statue of Liberty, we were able to use his radio system to get a hold of Jones,
right.
Agent Jones, and set up an ability for him to get brought out. The Delphi Council is going to come in and get him and the Declaration, while Sharktooth, who's been with us from before, she is going to join us heading southwest to try and basically get the shard, which is the reason we came here to begin with.
Perfect. So at that point, as everyone kitted up.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So as you guys are getting ready to leave, or still the last minutes of kitting up, you see that Sharktooth, she did not actually, when she went over to the weapon rack, did not strap on a gun. What she did, though, is she actually put on like this overlapping scale armor, and so she's adorned herself with that, and what looks like to be a large scale from some type of potential dinosaur or sea creature that she uses as a shield.
We've seen shields before.
Yes.
I am also not going to the firearms area to get anything, as Iara is not familiar or comfortable with the more techy guns, and I'm more magic based.
So as I'm grabbing some grenades, kind of like tossing one and catching it and tossing it like a baseball kind of. And I look over at Iara. Like, you should probably at least carry some of these. I mean, they're fairly... You just pull this, flip this little lever, and then just throw it.
Looks like a pine cone.
And it goes boom. I think you should probably take at least some of these. I think it'll be much better than your
If for no
crossbow.
other reason, may I suggest that if you have them upon your person, we could potentially use them from you.
I can carry them for you. I will take however many you would like me to take.
What's left over there?
Well, I'm carrying 4 in total, so I would just say probably 2 of each.
I will put them in my bag.
And then after we're all done grabbing what we want for weapons, I'm gonna ask Father Flint, would you happen to have any first aid equipment?
We've found it that we do not need to require the mundane workings of a first aid kit when we can just pray to our Lord Savior.
Okay.
I
will take that as a no.
I
then.
have a healer's kit. I could.
A healer's kit, is that?
Well, it's a first aid kit. Sorry.
Ah.
Basically, it just makes us that your first aid roll is favored.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is not to say, though, that I cannot assist you on your journey. He gets up and over in the corner of the room, just behind some random stuff, he he pulls out something about maybe 5.5, 6 feet tall, a little bit shorter than him, and it's some type of elongated thing wrapped in some type of canvas tarp cloth, oilcloth.
My eyes get big.
He starts unrolling it, and up from the bottom, you can see that it bears the very distinctive markings of the red and blue intertwined together. And as he continues to unwrap it, he actually produces a longbow that seems to be made of the red and blue of an Eternity Shard.
My eyes get smaller again.
Mine get bigger, and I look at it very.
I'm just gonna look right at Iara. I think this one's for
Yeah, I
you.
think this is yours.
And so everyone kind of looks
Tristan,
at
are
you.
you certain that you wouldn't like to take it?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So the string is just wrapped around it, and so he just kind of holds it up, and he said, apparently your companions that is the bow of Tox Soft.
Do we feel anything from it in the same way that we're able to feel other Storm Knights and everybody in this room is Father Flint and Sharktooth and all of us? Do we feel something from an Eternity Shard?
No. So I mean, you may. So even though this is, has the markings of some, an Eternity Shard, you're not feeling possibility energy within it.
If it's magic, though, Iara should be able to feel it, right? Or has any kind of enchantment?
Possibly, you would have to divine it.
Okay. Did you say bow of Tux Soft?
Tox Soft.
Tox.
Tox Soft was an Algonquian war captain who fought in the French and Indian Wars. He was a successful war captain, but he was never quite recognized in the historical annals because many thought he was touched in the head. He continually rambled of otherworldly invaders, and he fought with the French and the Algonquians against the conquest or attempted conquest of the British of that time.
Tristan, I'm sorry. Ufa, you had said that you are actually from this earth. This is history. Are you aware of this? Is this potentially means that there's possibly been another invader here? If pieces of Eternity Shard have been from that long ago. Have you heard of this fellow?
No, most of my understanding in history is based in Egypt, so I don't really...
Wait, it's part of the world. Wouldn't it be the same? I mean...
it's a little far away. Usually,
So
it's like I understand the broad generalizations of the history of this particular area. I don't know the finer points of it. This is definitely a fine point. Especially because not everybody knows about this warrior. I did not know about this warrior.
Like you're aware of the Algonquian
I know
stuff, lore,
of the
but not
Algonquins, but I don't know
this guy.
of this particular person. Even then, it's still obscure.
So, Ava, for your world, is there a world history? I mean, do you know most of what goes on upon your world, its past?
I would assume Eva would.
So I mean, some.
To an
It's like,
extent.
like if you're asked, where the nature of zombies are, yeah, that's what you studied.
Mm-hmm.
History, unless it kind of made you a better monster killer, meh.
Iara, how about you? Your world's history? I mean, you know the farthest reaches?
I know the general history, but if it, as Father Flint was speaking of, that this captain was not really as recognized, it may not have gotten... He may not have the recognition for everybody within this world to know.
Despite him not losing a single battle during the French and Indian Wars, the mystery surrounding him, and I'm afraid that he was branded a traitor because one morning he was no longer in his tent, nor was his famed bow.
How did you come to be in possession of it?
It was here when we set up our church.
Interesting.
Sometimes the living land preserves historical sentiment.
The Gryffindor sword will be noticed to the person that is most deserving of it at the time.
But if it can serve you well, then please take it.
I would be honored to.
Father Flint, may I ask you, as this was your realm to begin with, does something like this just pop up? Is this something that we should look for? Items from different histories, will they simply crop up?
Many have sought the wonders that the living land preserves, but never finds them. But yet, the wonders that the living land does preserve present itself to those at most opportune times.
This was opportune. You were going in unarmed. I think that's excellent.
Agreed.
Can you string it?
I would have the ability to do so, yes.
What is your strength?
Possibly. Maybe. 8.
Minimum 8 strength to use and draw. 8 dex as well.
Perfect. Both of them are 8.
So, the Bow of Toxoff.
Yes.
Range of 20, 40, 80. Tech only 6. Regardless of what arrow, it does a damage of 14
I have that backwards.
with plus 2 armor piercing.
Ooh, damn.
Oh, sure. No armor-piercing bullets, but the and 1 arrow.
Regardless of whatever arrow you use.
Whatever ammo I put on it. Whatever arrow I put on it.
Ah.
Plus 2 armor.
That's
Good that you have your quiver with you.
The Patriot arrow.
So it is the Bow of Toxoft.
Well, I think with that, then, we should go. I mean, daylight's burning, and you said we have 30... No, you didn't.
30 miles.
30 miles southwest.
Jones told us we have 30 miles to go.
I wish you, and about that you hear the radio crackle. Zulu team, Jones.
Ooh!
I'm going to look at you.
Think you want to hear from me again? Okay. Yes, Jones. This is Eva.
So we're in the process of arranging exfil for your father Flint. Unfortunately, we're going to need to maintain communications. I hate to ask this of you, especially when you're ready to leave, but I'll need one member of Zulu team to stay behind with Jones.
Are you freaking kidding me?
I'm doing the same thing.
Azrael
Azrael.
can stay behind.
Azrael can stay with him.
So yeah, Azrael as team leader, she just kind of puts her heads down and she advises that she will remain with Flint to ensure exfil. So very well. Godspeed. And Father Flint does one of the...
The right way.
Good luck,
Okay,
Father.
bye.
Again, there's a confused pause and then silence.
It's just like she's picked up
The
some
mic
sass.
opens up, but nothing comes out.
I'm going to look to Sharktooth. Do you know where we're going? Have you been there?
I have not been that far, but I do believe I know and I can lead us to the lake.
Oof, I hate to ask this, since you told us a little bit of the loss of the Tristan abilities, but do you still maintain the working knowledge?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, should not be an issue.
Okay.
Shall we depart then? No need to linger.
Yes. Please lead on.
So Sharktooth heads out.
Tromp down the stairs, which is a whole lot easier than up.
As you leave, all of a sudden, just like the world kind of seems to just pause, and you get a vision of an Adinos female, but can't really quite see the features on her face, but yet you're also at the same point just kind of overwhelmed with this feeling of peace and tranquility and welcoming back. And you don't see her her mouth moving, but you hear her communicate with you, and she says, I understand that you recalled who you are, you're more than welcome to return home and be here amongst those that call me goddess.
And so, would I be thinking this, or would I be saying it out loud? Would I trying to get
It's
an idea?
It's in your head.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's in my head. So
He just
I'd be,
starts talking to
I
you.
mean, that's the thing. It's like
I mean, you can speak out loud,
Yeah.
but it's, or you can respond, mentally in your head,
Yeah.
depending on whatever your character would be.
Um,
And you're kind of given also now a vision of two roads. And so one road is on the far horizon, you see the familiar landscapes of Cairo and the Nile Empire, and kind of looming in the background is the Amaranthine Spectre, and he just kind of doing this maniacal laugh, but no sounds coming out as he's twisting the mustache about, nice and finely just waxed as he's twisting, and in one hand he's beckoning you like this, and then on the other side you see who you know to be the goddess of Lanala,
Yeah.
presenting the living lands. It's terrifying beauty, but yet also for the past 6 months, what you've come to know and be familiar and be content with. And there's a divergence in the road, and you're presented with a choice.
and I'll say this out loud, that I am indebted to another already.
And so in your voice then you hear, very well, and the road to the goddess like just dissipates, and then the road down to leads into the Amaranthine Spectre just solidifies, and on either side of the road just comes the dark swirl of the Nile Empire, and you hear in your mind and the vision leaves.
So when Eva hears him say that out loud, she's gonna go like, maybe he's a little touched in the head.
What?
Who are you talking to?
Don't worry about it.
Like he had stopped, like and when he kind of said that, he like when you guys look back, he's stopped mid step, literally just kind of eyes vacant, and you hear him. That's what you hear him say. I'm indebted to another, and just like fully blown, just paused and frozen in mid step.
Oofa.
Yeah.
Smack upside the back of the head.
Sheesh.
Stop daydreaming, dum dum.
All right, let's go.
And Sharktooth's already heading down the stairs. She's
All
leaving.
right.
She doesn't care.
Is there anything mechanic wise that happens with that choice right now? That I
Nope. So
feel?
out of character, had you gone down the other path,
Was gonna revert it back to the.
it
other
would have been
reality.
Tristan.
Yeah. All right. Very good.
Tristan would have been back.
All right. Cool. Thank you.
So
All
we're
right.
following.
Head
Yep,
down.
So we're going down. Following Sharktooth. Hoo ha ha. I mean, sorry.
You had to do that as soon as I took a bite of food.
The long, arduous climb down the stairs back to the base.
A little bit less arduous, like you
Right.
said.
then
Gravity
going up.
helps.
Yeah, agreed.
Sometimes though, it's worse on the knees going down.
Oh, it's
More,
down here.
more gravity pulling you towards.
Is there a railing I can slide down?
So just so you know, last game session, that's why I asked going up, was it an open rail? Because we could have, yeah. And then I was going to ask, was it in good repair?
So, I mean, it's sturdy, like I said, but you can see it's starting to be overtaken. But no, it's not. It's like a maintenance shaft to be able to get up on every part and perform maintenance. So it's not meant for, everyday public use.
I googled the Statue of Liberty stairs, and it's only the one picture that has it. It's a very steep spiral with the stairs being like this tall and then like this narrow.
Oh,
so it's
so-
like
Ew.
It's
Yeah.
like half again as tall.
Painful
right,
knees.
yeah,
Super
Yeah.
dangerous Victorian spiral stairs.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, this looks like what I'm used to.
Yeah, and it could be different stairs than that. It looks like it's one of those like this is the picture that we will release to the
That are,
public
like,
about it, and
this
that is it.
steep.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But they're very steep and very like tight as you go up.
So by the time you guys get back down,
It's night.
it is. And as
Oh,
you get,
gee.
Yeah, because I mean, it took you, it took you the rest of the day to get to Ellis Island, to get across, to speak, to get everything there, and climb back. You climb up, climb back down. It took time, so it's not full blown night, but it is definitely dusk.
This is unfortunate timing. We probably should have stayed up there to spend the night.
I mean, we all could have just stayed up here until they came to pick Father Flint up. I was considering that.
We could go back up. Never mind.
Nope.
Yeah. Nope. Sharktooth, do you think that you could get us a safer space on the mainland, or should we camp for the night here, or do you intend to walk through the night?
It is my understanding that the recovery and your quest is of some significant import.
It is,
Absolutely.
but my concern is being exhausted once we're there. Would it be better to...
Did I not see you ride up in a Triceratops?
Is it still in the same
I'm going to
general
look
area?
across the water and see if it's over there grazing.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Get a red dinosaur
Tristan,
again.
Ufa, you
Yeah.
did say that you still possess the knowledge. You could get it going again?
Yeah.
Good. All right, then, Sharktooth,
Sounded very confident.
I'd like to ask if you could help us across the waters again.
Of course.
Down to the boat.
And so, yeah, so you guys load in, she kind of swims in, and when you guys are coming out, so again, she reminds everyone, though, of the pterodactyls as you're getting ready to leave. So, I will need stealth check.
As long as we don't have light on us, I think we should be fairly decent.
DN of 10, so standard DN.
Wow, my stealth
I
is not
actually
good
did
for what
it.
I thought I was. 11.
Fuck.
Good.
10.
That's what you needed.
13.
14.
So, and then Sharktooth herself.
Flop.
Sharktooth rolled a 35, which is plus 10 to her stealth.
Holy cow.
Jesus. She got it fine just on her roll.
Yeah, so Sharktooth got a 21 on her stealth.
We lose her.
We're like, where'd
Where'd she go?
As the boat starts moving. It's crazy. Oh, also, I'm going to ask Sharktooth, hey, can you breathe underwater, or do you just hold your breath for a really long time?
She's like, I am of the Blue Spine clan.
We have no idea what that means.
Well, yeah.
I assume that's an answer, but
So you remember that Blue Spine's one of the things that they, clan features is, many of them can breathe water.
Oh, okay. Very good. Yeah. Yeah, she can totally breathe water.
into the boat.
Interesting.
Into the boat.
Still want to do experiments on her?
No, that was the only... That's
I don't think you should say that out loud.
What? She's into the water. She's not going to hear it.
That's what I
don't
figured. So
know.
she's like swimming her tail and legs working in conjunction.
That was your
And
only
she's not,
experiment, was to ask a
it's
question.
Like she's literally just like
Right.
pushing like this.
Pushing,
Yeah.
I get it.
For those that do look closely, or as she goes in, you can see slight gills up on her neck kind of open up.
Cool.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Okay, as we're going across the water, I'm looking, trying to keep an eye out
Yeah.
of anything coming across the water at us or any other creatures.
We are very vulnerable in the water.
Anything I can do to assist with that?
Just the way that she's moving, and she's not splashing trying to swim or kick. The way that she moves is very natural underwater, and she's doing it with very, very little noise.
Okay.
Gator or croc-like.
Yeah, very much so.
Gotcha.
And you get to the shore without event. So somebody needs to go ahead and make a survival roll to get the Triceratops.
That would be Ufa.
Yeah, actually.
Ufa has experience with dinosaurs.
Oh, right. Yes.
Survival or beast riding, whatever one would be best.
That would be 11.
11. Yep, that's
Okay,
fine.
cool.
So unless I give you something, most are going to be standard, which is a DN of 10.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and so he was given here. They're trained. That the Asbury defenders work with different dinosaur types and train them, and so
Yeah, they're used to taking commands, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Cool.
So last time I was knocked out, if I understand correctly.
You were.
So I'm just looking up at it.
We ride a dinosaur again.
All right, come on, get on.
so yeah, you had if I remember correctly, it was a fever, but it had you pretty much knocked down for the count.
Delirious.
It's been a few weeks.
What do we do?
Climb on it.
At this point,
Get on the
Ufa,
platform.
I'm just gonna start climbing up
I mean,
it.
this
I
is
guess, is
basically
that
a
shark tooth
wingless
the
dragon.
direction?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'll shark tooth. Be like, all right, well, tell me where to lead this thing.
But how do I get on it?
Take the rope. You climb it.
we basically swing to its back.
Yeah, Eva
Yeah.
had no hesitation climbing on it.
Yeah.
I will follow her up.
It's a system meant to get up there, so you don't have to
okay.
make
It doesn't. It's not that
Correct.
Yeah.
weird.
I mean, as you get up on top, the platform set up, as you really start looking, is actually rigged to be mounted.
Okay, gotcha. Does it breathe fire?
No.
But you can see some pretty gnarly like scratch marks on the side of the.
Yeah, looking at
gate.
it, does it look like it's been healing?
Yes, it actually has. So, again, the law of life in the living lands, healing happens fast.
Good beastie.
And she points.
All right, walk on.
So, with the amount of ground that the Triceratops covers, it takes maybe only about 6-8 hours to cover that 30 miles. So, by the time that you get there, it's probably about somewhere between midnight and 2 in the morning. It's dark as you reach the shores of Lefferts Lake. Even before that, though, you can start smelling the scent of fresh water on the air, and as you get closer, you can see through the breakings of the jungle out onto the water, and then start hearing the lappings of the wind as it's kind of gently pushing up the lapping of the lake up on shore. And so, when you guys break through and come up onto the banks, Lefferts Lake was, before invasion, a man-made lake, but since then it has been fully taken over, and it looks just like this primordial body of water, pre-contact. With the starlight that's out and moonlight, you actually get a very nice view of it. You can see out on the water, just the moonlight just glitter all the way across the lake as it just shines all the way across. It really is a beautiful sight.
Looking around, do I see light potentially from fires?
None.
Are we hearing any noises?
As
Of
you
any creatures?
quiet listen, you hear the breathing of the Triceratops, and then you just hear the wind pushing just small waves of water up on the shore from the lake.
And then the standard ambient cricket noises, that type of thing, or not?
Oh yeah, no.
Okay.
The insect noises that
the
are present.
standard ambient noises that we always have
Yeah.
is there too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Ufa or Sharktooth, how do we find this camp? What are your thoughts? I don't see any lights, so maybe they're not using fire.
I mean, I would ask Sharktooth this because I'm not sure if I would know the answer to this question.
I mean, Red Jaws, fire regardless is still a way to prevent other larger predators from coming in.
Yeah.
So even Adinos tribes would go and make campfires.
Okay.
Do we see a glow of a fire coming from,
No, that's what
and then even in the distance?
that's what I looked for.
Nothing. And at night, especially off on this, if there's a fire, even just a little campfire, it would put off a glow.
Yeah.
Is it possible
Guys-
that there's a cave system here?
I'm feeling like this is like an ambush setup. I'm not liking this.
Now, I'm not comfortable with this either, but
Do the red jaws have the ability to breathe underwater?
It is not necessarily an inherent ability, but deep weed would allow any creature to temporarily breathe underwater.
they're not gonna have an entire camp breathing underwater all the time, unless we believe that Sharktooth and Father Flint set us up. Which I take a quick look at Sharktooth and say, which I don't think is the case.
So she kind of just nods.
But they could have heard the Triceratops walking in, even at the distance, because of how large it is.
And then they would have put out
And
all the
putting out
fires,
everything.
put out every fire, and then all of them hopped in the lake.
Or they climbed into the trees.
Doubtful, but I understand your caution.
It does seem, though, that would require keen hearing for the steps of the Triceratops. I do not know if it would be possible for them across the lake to hear that, so remnants of a campfire should be evident.
So at this point, then, what's your thought? Sharktooth, should we go around the edges of the lake? We're searching in the dark.
I say we...
How big does the lake look? Is it like a really big lake?
In starlight, are we seeing the other side?
Yes, you can still make out to what you believe the other side of the lake.
Are we seeing I'm going to say the edges of the entire lake from where we stand.
Yes.
Okay.
So
It's
we know
big, but not huge.
Sharktooth can breathe underwater. I guess we could have her check underwater for some kind of underwater cave system
That was
that could
one of my
open up
thoughts.
into
That's why I
another
was asking about it.
area.
Good thinking, Iara.
Yeah.
Let's Sharktooth. Would you reconnoiter the lake itself?
I can. So you see her just kind of move out, and even as she's walking into the water, it's silent. And so just learning how to move just quietly and very deftly within the water, and then as she gets out, just kind of dips,
Just disappears.
just
Creature from the
disappears.
Black Lagoon.
Yes.
Well, while she's gone, I think we should probably discuss what's our thinking. I imagine if they have the shard, they know what it is, or at least have some feeling of its power, which means that we're going to have to arrest it from somebody's grasp.
So having looked back at the map, is there any location that we would remember being close to this lake?
An old settlement, anything from the map, like a mall, fire station, a multi-story building, something on the map that stood out.
Or any other little cities?
So, I mean, nothing that stands out, and anything that may have had been taken over by the Living Lands, so there's no landmark that you can correlate to what you see
Was that
to
what
the
you were
map.
thinking as a landmark? I was thinking more that you were thinking like where someone would congregate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my thought too. So an old mall might not be a mall anymore, but it is probably still a fairly good collection of cave
Well,
structures.
not just that.
rubble.
It's.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think back. Times Square was where. What's his face?
Jones?
No, the guy
Baruka.
that we weren't supposed to Baruka that we were supposed to stay away from.
Okay. And you're thinking that maybe he's migrated down here? Okay.
Potentially. Or has a small subset down here.
That's a frightening thought. If he's here, it may be infinitely harder for us to get the shard.
It does seem likely, though, that if they were to take the shard, they would take it to somebody of power to give to.
If it radiated enough, if it was something more than simply...
But we also remember how the last one appeared to us.
Mm-hmm.
It may not appear to them the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Agreed. And they didn't seem... Out of game, I can't remember, but somebody tried to test it for, like, drawing power from it, and there was none. It was a quote-unquote dead. Am I remembering that right?
Correct. I mean,
It's just a stone without the crown.
so you can sense the energy in it,
But we couldn't pull it
but
out.
can't pull it
Gotcha,
out.
And it wasn't radiating it. We had to try and sense it.
then, correct. And then when you attach it to the crown, thinking that may trigger it.
It still didn't.
Correct.
I believe that they grabbed it. I don't think that they came to the camp to steal it. I think they came to the camp and it was an opportunistic grab. And as such, I don't think they would need to bring it to a higher up per se. Maybe just their sect leader or... Ufa, do you know what a group of Adianos is called?
As far as I know, they're just tribes, right?
A tribe. I'm sorry. So a tribe. Potentially the leader of the tribe was given it, but nothing more. Bragging rights.
Baruch Ka is the leader, is the Sa'ar of the Red Jaws.
Okay, yeah, Baruch God.
Which is what we were told earlier. So
But
we
again,
would know
I would be
Yeah.
surprised if it was... That would be a lot to take him there, and more so they would have to understand its potential for him to come down here, I would think. I mean, I'm speculating, but I don't see why it would click something on that level of someone's radar.
It's a potential.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say just be ready for it, just in case.
I agree.
We should prepare ourselves for that being a possibility.
Did anyone else grab food before we left? I wasn't thinking about that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I probably would have had some food in my bag.
Some of the dried meat that you guys had is
It's still in there?
Yeah.
Well, we're waiting then.
So a little time goes by, and pretty soon you just hear a very faint ripple, and then just kind of see just movement coming just very elegantly across the water, and Sharktooth starts walking out from the depths. He's like, it does appear that there are a opening at the center of the lake. I did not go down because I did not know what was there and did not want to be separated from the rest of you.
At the center of the lake, do you have an idea its depth?
The lake itself from the center down is maybe 30, 40 feet.
You spoke of something that could help with being underwater.
Deep weed.
Do you know if there's any of that? Would that help us be underwater?
It would.
Is there any of it around here, or do you have any with you?
Can
I
you
do.
Oh,
That's helpful.
Well, how long does this last?
About an hour.
I am a little concerned about the weapons.
Yeah.
Many of the archaic weapons are not going to stand up to water.
Mine will be fine.
When you say an opening, are you saying an opening in the bottom of the lake?
Yes.
Like into a cave? Or like a straight down, like,
Straight,
tunnel?
Straight down like tunnel.
When we get down there, will there be air down there, or are we going to be remaining underwater?
From what I can tell, it is underwater. The tunnel is not an opening into a cave, it is going straight down.
Which means it may not be an opening. It may just be a hole. In fact, it could be what now feeds the lake. I mean, if it was man-made, I'm not sure how it got water, but now it may be a fresh spring that's filling the lake. And again, we'll be without our weapons.
Or some creature made it and is now at the bottom of it waiting.
That's another thought.
It is the living lands.
Have you heard of cenotes before?
Heh.
Cenotes?
It's not familiar to me.
So cenotes are it's like an underground reservoir that's engulfs the entirety of the underground. So basically, it's a cave network that opens up in various spots, and this could be a cenote.
Oh, yeah.
But we would be swimming in the dark. We would have no place where we're going. The chances of us getting somewhere. Do you think, Sharktooth, that that's where we need to go?
I am not as familiar with your quest, but based off of what I have pieced together, this seems to be the likely course.
It seems likely to me as well. Especially with her having the
Is there a
stuff
lot
that we
of
need
deep weed here on this lake?
I have plenty in hand.
But I mean, is it around here? Could the Red Jaws find it here and then use it?
That's a good thought. If it's not indigenous, it wouldn't make sense for them to be down there.
She takes a moment, looks around, and so about 30 feet, do you see that patch of weeds growing out and tickling?
And we look out there and there's just weeds everywhere.
It's everywhere. Does any of it look harvested?
It's actually in the water itself.
Oh, okay.
And so if you look real close, you can just see the tips of some type of...
Something's coming out.
Yeah.
I'm willing to assume that Sharktooth knows what she's talking about. My concern is going in without weapons. Mm-hmm.
My potions are sealed, so I can still use those. My only problem is one of them is only activated through air. The other one's a poison.
We're not. If we get down there and we are in water, we're
not going to
at
be
an
able to
extreme
fight.
disadvantage.
Yeah.
We're never going to be able to.
Or we can bring them up to us.
Yeah, we could try to... We have grenades. You could just throw the grenades into the water and then bring them out. Because then they'll be like, what's that?
I guess, but that would not be a stealthy way. That would bring everything out. We have no idea what we're up against.
It would definitely not be stealthy. Maybe we do some reconnaissance first and then...
I'm thinking we're gonna have to wait and kind of watch it until day.
So, Greg, what is the swimming skill in this?
Strength.
Strength. And it's 50 feet down, she said?
30, 40.
30 feet.
Yeah.
That is a pretty substantial dive.
Yeah.
That's going to take a lot of effort.
It is
Perhaps if you guys want.
I say we sleep.
Well, I was going to suggest maybe Sharktooth and I will go in.
And then we just sit up here waiting with our weapons?
Yep.
Why don't we wait till a little bit of daylight shows up so that way you have some of the sun kind of giving you light at least partially down that tunnel?
That also might create a shadow that
That's
shows
my
them where
concern.
they are.
Sharktooth, are you able to see under the water?
I have sufficient sight as long as some of the moonlight penetrates. A deep water maybe is beyond 15 feet, though.
There is no part of this that sounds good to me.
Yeah, all of it.
Day
sounds
or
awful.
night, there's no
Yeah.
part that sounds good. This is not simple.
I've got
Yes.
something for light. Hold on.
You have a potion that
I
could
do.
potentially...
My phosphor shell for my Slayer's gun. Main purpose is to create light. Illuminates 10 meters of bright light for 1 minute.
I wonder if there's any way for us to douse it to
That
some
would be
level.
very...
What do you use to create your shells? Is it alchemy?
Yeah.
Make an alchemy test. DN10.
Guess that would be like mind.
Oh, you don't have alchemy?
Oh wait, no.
Is there there's not a skill alchemy. How do you actually make your potions?
Yeah, so what do you use to make your
What
potions?
skill do you roll?
I don't roll to make them.
It's just inherent in the character.
Yeah, with the alchemy.
Maybe
Because I have an
science?
alchemy kit. I do have science.
Roll science. Go ahead and roll science then.
Science.
7.
DN10.
I think the light would be too bright and defeat the purpose of stealth.
There's no way for you to tamp it down? Okay. Well, then I return with the same offer. I don't think it's going to be any better. The negatives for any of us going in there by day, and I don't think it's fair to send Sharktooth alone.
Yes, I
with
agree.
at least one of us not taking the same.
But you'd rather go
chances.
completely blind?
Rather is the wrong words. I think someone needs to. And as we've seen in combat, I have been less than successful.
I have
Dark
dark
vision?
vision, which ignores 4 points of darkness penalties, so I wouldn't mind. I don't know how.
Are you saying
darkness-
you see better in the darkness?
I do see better in the darkness.
Are you comfortable swimming that distance, though?
I would be willing to try.
Very good.
I'm not very strong, but I can try.
And if something happens to her, I'm sure she'll be right next to...
Sharktooth, are you
Sharktooth.
willing to? Are you willing
Or
to
Ira.
take Iara with you?
He's like, of course.
Leave behind anything you do not want to have completely soaked, through and through.
I'll leave behind the compound bow and the mechanized arrows.
So you took a compound bow as well as the bow Toxoff?
I already had the compound bow from
got it.
the Nance, I think. All right, let's go.
So Sharktooth reaches into a pouch and she pulls out this disgusting look of matted, like, seaweed that smells a lot like feet.
It's not a lozenge.
No, it's not in a gummy form. It tastes gross.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
It doesn't taste like grass. It tastes like bad grass.
it tastes exactly like,
Dirty feet.
yeah, you know, like when a cat would spit up or a dog would spit up after it pukes up grass.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of get that feeling as
So sort of a lozenge.
It's also slimy.
and very slimy.
Ugh.
No, nobody do that sound.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So for the rest of us, we'll keep full watch.
Okay, so you don't feel anything, so it's not like a potion where it washes over.
Okay.
But according to Sharktooth, you should be able to breathe underwater.
This should be interesting. I imagine like the first time you go like snorkeling and stuff where it's like you freak out a little bit because you're underwater but still breathing.
Well, does anybody know CPR just in case?
I have the ability.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So she starts walking out.
I will follow her.
She submerges.
I go.
Do you hold your breath?
At first, yeah. Like I said, that's your instinct is going. My instinct, I imagine, would kick in and be like, "Yep, hold breath."
So Sharktooth is making an effort to stay with you, even though you get the feeling that she could probably,
Right.
just, yeah.
Yeah, I'll like kind of stay within the shores or within kind of a shallower area, hold breath, and then just like try to start working on breathing in and see what happens. Take a breath and see what happens.
So as you fight that initial just panic, you open your mouth, still holding, just holding tight, and then you allow yourself just to take a deep breath, and the internal structures of your lungs have somehow been modified by the weed until where it actually processes the water and extracts the oxygen out like internal gills would.
That freaks me out, and it makes like I'm still internally panicking a little bit, but understanding, okay, it's working.
It's working.
And start going in.
So as you start diving down deep and getting past the penetrating light, it moves into a dramatic resolution.
Oh god.
Oh man.
So, first one, A, needs to be a strength roll in order to swim all the way down to the bottom of the lake.
Okay.
No A.
Okay.
Also, too, just for just doing research, is I found out that when not in combat, you can play Destiny cards from your hand.
Ooh, good to know. Good to know.
Yes, so you can't play them for her because it's not a combat pool, so it'd be ones that you can only play from your hand.
Like add +3 to my dexterity, strength, or related skill total.
Something like that.
See, this would have been
Step C.
because specifically for dramatic skills resolution. Or
Making a
chase.
step C happen.
You can trade.
Ooh.
We'll hold on to it, and then if it's needed,
Yeah.
you can play it.
Yes.
Okay, so that was the first round. You need A. Second round, A.
Okay. I'm gonna play this.
Uh,
Or try first. I can see.
Yep.
I can be played after determining the test. Okay.
Yep.
Was it an? Oh no!
But it's a new scene.
yes, it is.
Okay, so I ignore the disconnect at least.
Well, you're just swimming, so there's,
Oh, okay,
there's
okay,
nothing
okay,
to cause a disconnect.
Okay, cool.
It's just you're panicking right
Okay.
now. So, in order for you to continue swimming, just the whole thing of breathing underwater is so foreign.
Freaking me out.
Need to make a mind roll at -2, so it's going to be a DN of 12. Otherwise, you're going to start swimming back to the top.
Okay. No.
Yeah, it's just too weird. So start swimming back up to the top. Sharktooth notices, like the difference in the water, and so she kind of swims up back to the top with you. So like, are you all right?
It's just still. It's freaking me out a little bit.
He's like, do you wish to return to shore? So you guys hear them pop up and a little bit of conversation that's kind of going on. Can't quite hear what is being said, but you can hear, them conversing.
I want it. Let's try again. We got it. We need to do this.
Are
I do
you
it?
sure?
Yes,
You're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. A, B, C, and D.
Ooh. Okay.
So you can try to get as many as you
All right.
want.
Okay. Back to strength.
Back to strength. God.
That's better. That's better. It's a 9 though.
Need a 10.
Okay. I'm gonna go with that. 42.
42.
Wait, hang on. So that's 42.
Is 12?
Plus 8, so 20.
20. Yeah, no problem. So as you kind of start getting your stride, you start kicking down and almost kind of like drafting right behind Sharktooth. And so
Now I got this.
now, do you want to attempt B, C, or D in this?
Let's try with 4B.
So B is going to be either science or survival. It normally would have been a DN 12. It'll be a DN of 10.
Okay.
So to be able to find the underwater current to lead the party to the center of the entrance.
Okay. Both of them are the same for me, so.
And then Sharktooth can help.
Okay.
So your choice. She can either roll or add +1.
Well, let's have her roll.
All
Let's
right.
Try it.
Sharktooth survival is 7.
Okay. I guess maybe I should have asked that before I said the question.
If she's over there harvesting weeds and shit, it's like
Right?
0 modifier.
Okay, 19. We're
19?
good.
Yeah. So as you get close, you can see she's kind of starting to look around, but you can feel the current start to kind of almost like how a drain starts kind of going down, and follow that. And you can start seeing like the entrance, like as you get deeper, or not seeing, you feel the entrance as it gets deeper.
Okay.
So as you get deeper and deeper, your dark vision is the little bit of ambient light coming down. You can actually start seeing a darker spot down the bottom.
Okay.
So C, you could attempt, but it's going to be at -4 now.
Okay.
So it'll be a survival of 15 to resist shock, because it is getting cold.
Okay. Let's try it.
All right. So it is survival roll
DN 15.
14.
14. Okay. I got a 14.
14. So as you get right up to the entrance, it is cold. Cold enough to a point where it's damaged, but you're able to fight that off. And now, all that's left, enter the hole or swim back up on top.
And I have 2 more cards, right?
You have 2 more opportunities. The last roll is going to be a find to navigate your way through the cavern entrance.
Remember, the D almost never comes up.
Right.
I just got all 4 of them on that one.
And then, so it would be a DN 16?
This was your 3rd action, so 2, 4, 6. It would be a DN of 20.
20.
And should we all got possibilities, right?
Let's do it.
I also have a card called Supporter. Am I allowed to play that for her in this instance, or no?
What does the supporter do?
Add 3 to any other character's total.
No, because she can play cards from her hand, not from a pool. However, she can trade with someone.
Do you need to trade an
Right.
adrenaline
The
card?
supporter would It would have to be a card that you play for yourself. Supporter plays for another.
Oh,
and
okay,
it makes
I got
some
you.
sense if you think about it. We can't really support her from
Yeah,
Sure.
I got you. Yeah.
Do you need the trait
It
for
does.
that?
Find is a mind thing, so that won't help me because it's dexterity.
Dex,
Dexterity,
strength,
strength,
or
or related
related.
skill. Total. Okay, so I've got a couple, so that may come up. We're gonna try. We'll see how I do, and
Let's
then
see
we've
how
got
the initial
Are you on
roll
Yeah,
goes.
C
exactly.
or D?
D.
She's on D.
Yeah.
Do you want Sharktooth to help?
Let's
You
just
want the +1.
yeah. Let's just do +1 for this
She
one.
will. She gives
Yeah.
+1, which is good because she does not have a find skill.
I'm at 22 now.
22.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you conclude this dramatic resolution.
This is the only one we've done so far in the entire campaign.
All by my lonesome.
Yes.
So as you're moving down and you're actually
And
getting
shark
deep, your dark vision is kaput, and so it
Okay.
really is by feel now.
Okay.
How far are you going? Give me minutes wise.
She said this stuff lasts an hour.
A dose will.
A dose will last an hour. Did I take a full dose? I'm assuming.
Yeah, you did,
Okay.
but she has more doses.
Oh, okay. I see. How long has it been so far?
Maybe only about 15 minutes.
Let's go another 5 minutes to see what I see.
So 5 minutes go as you're moving in and just kind of pulling yourself along through the rocks within this tunnel. You can't do backflips, type of thing, but it's not closing in. I mean, just the darkness is what's oppressive.
Okay.
But you don't feel constrained as you're moving inside.
Okay, but it's
And-
not super wide open.
But it's
either.
not super wide open, but you can pull yourself along. 5 minutes, you're still in the tunnel system.
Let's go another 5 minutes. Now I'm at
25.
25.
Still in the tunnel system.
Okay, another 5 minutes.
Still in the tunnel system.
I'm gonna gesture to Sharktooth for
So-
another dose.
So as you kind of reach out and just kind of splash, Sharktooth is able to pick up the movements. So you feel her kind of swim really close to you. She's also, she can't see either. So the two of you are basically just kind of
Just,
being
like,
really
touching
close.
each other.
So how are you trying to indicate?
I'm going to grab her hand and touch it with my hand and then put it to my mouth.
Okay, so yeah, I think that's pretty clear. So she understands, and pretty soon you feel her grab your wrist, and she kind of opens up, and then just palm to palm to not lose it,
Okay.
passes you another dose.
I'm just gonna hold it in my hand for now because I've still got half hour of this dose, but I want to be ready for it so I'm not panicking trying to figure that out.
So 15 minutes you've been in the caves,
Yes, so we're gonna go another 5 minutes.
still in the tunnel.
10 minutes.
At that 10-minute mark, you feel a shift in the temperature, and as you're moving out forward and you're reaching out, all of a sudden you feel your hand crests water and hits open air.
All right, I will pop into it. Pop into the opening.
So you pop up into the opening, pitch black.
Of course. I'm gonna listen out. Can I hear anything? Can I smell anything?
So it smells dank and it smells
You would-
like cavernous, but it's something that you are not unfamiliar with, being from Isle.
Okay.
And so you just hear gentle lapping of the water up against rocks. Can't really tell the distance, but you can just hear, especially as you guys, crested the top, and it just kind of pushes.
Okay. So I think at this point, I'm comfortable with the fact that we're now going to be in a space that is open with air, and we're not going to be. I'm assuming there's going to be more depth to this, so I feel comfortable in going back to the team now and then saying, "Hey, it's going to take a bit, but we're going to get to a point where we're breathing air again under there."
Sharktooth says, "Understood.
So let's head back to the team.
Understood."
Okay.
This time, you've traversed everything through, so it's weird and uneasy, but you're able to push your way through.
Okay. Make my way back without panicking anymore.
Correct.
Okay. So we'll head back to shore and.
So after about an hour's time, you guys actually, and the hour, went by dreadfully slow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. First 15, 20 minutes were probably fine. As we start testing 30, it's kind of like, well, what do you think?
Yeah.
What happened?
Do we
Yeah.
run after her?
So as it gets further and further and further along, then just off in the distance, you hear some gentle splashing coming out from the lake.
Thank God.
especially coming in, getting about, like around that 15 feet and just like being able to start seeing the dim outline again.
Yeah.
That the light, you're of the dark. There's a reason why dark's dark.
Yes. Yeah, as I come up, I try to be quiet about it, but I am still definitely very relieved to be out in the real open with actual light. So as I make my way to the shore, I made my way to the center. It is almost an hour to get to where the entrance to a open cavern with air. It is open to air.
And that was you holding on to Sharktooth's tail as Sharktooth used her speed?
I swam myself. Thank you.
Okay. So it's an actual hour. It was not meant that way. It was the thought that how long a distance. So
Yes, an actual.
it would take us all probably that much time, maybe a little more.
And it was not an easy going down.
If we go down that way, we have no way to escape. There's no way for us to move faster. Did you think to continue into the cave farther? Did you find an opening to the ground above or anything?
I did not go further in as it was. I could not see down there, so that is it's extremely dark to the point where I was unable to see. So, and I did not want to go further in and get lost within the caves.
Do you have an idea of which direction? Possibly it comes up on land somewhere.
Down.
No, once you were down, do you have an idea where it goes? I understand down.
No.
Sharktooth, is there any chance you know which direction the cave system went?
I could not see within the cave system itself. I did feel a slight gradients as we were going down and then started to level out.
But not a direction, not a cardinal direction, a direction in the lake where if it went to land, we could potentially go and try and look.
Forgive me, but the underground nature and the darkness prevented any type of...
I understand. Again, it wasn't a shortcoming of yours, it was just a thought. It concerns me that we will be completely at a disadvantage down there. I have flares with me once we are out of the water, well, even if we're in the water. I hadn't thought about that.
The Adinos, I imagine, do not have the ability to... Sharktooth cannot see in the dark either, so I would imagine that the Red Jaws do not have the ability to see
how
in
are
dark
they moving?
either.
Yeah, that's a good thought. Sharktooth, any idea how they're moving in there without light? If everything was by feel, they're as much at a disadvantage as we are, right?
That would stand to reason.
Did we scout all the way around the lake yet?
We have not.
No,
and that was
we
that
don't
was
even
my
know
thinking.
if they're like, this is where they are. This could just be an underwater cave system.
Right.
It seems logical, however, that this is the place that we are supposed to go to.
Follow my logic for a moment. If this was man-made, then potentially the tunnel that you're traversing could have originally been what fed the lake to keep the water in. If something did feed the lake, it would have had to connect to some kind of a pumping station or that type of thing, which is not to say the station would exist, but potentially the pipe-turned cavern might.
I agree that there's a potential for this to have some the tunnel that I was in have some exit into the world we are up above where we're at now. So I do think it would be a good idea to try to at least check the surroundings of this lake while we are still in darkness, but we are going to need to sleep at some point as well.
Yeah, I'm not against actually taking sleep at this point. Pull the Triceratops back, sleeping upon its back, and then going in the day. Also giving us a chance to see if something comes out of the lake,
Yes.
or in the surrounding environs.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, that's what we're doing. We're going to go back to Triceratops, moving away from the edge of the lake, and sleep with watches.
Yes.
So you got there around...
One, you said.
Yeah, so about 1. It took about an hour's worth, so it's about 2 in the morning now.
Okay.
So, obviously watches are going to be pretty short before it starts getting to be daylight
Right.
again.
Yeah.
Right.
Barry, good sense of...
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I'm willing to take first watch. We need one more.
I'll go second.
Okay, I think that is good. Don't hesitate, you two, to sleep, but once I go down, Eva, don't hesitate to wake us if there's any concerns.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't either.
Yes.
Sleep well.
So, who is on second watch?
And that's it. There's just going to be 2.
What time do you wake everyone up? Right at dusk, or wait till it starts getting light?
What time is dusk?
It starts getting light, so like that, that pre-dawn, about 5.
Oh, that would be the end of my watch.
Yeah.
If that's
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
If you're doing 3-hour watches.
Yeah, if that's the case, I'm going to just let him. I'm not going to say a word. I'm going to let him sleep.
Okay.
And not with, I don't have any kind of chronometer or anything like that, so I'm not going to have a way to identify time. But
I mean, by the light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when the light is actually coming up, what I'm guessing is somewhere between 7:30 and 9. If people haven't woke up yet, I will wake them, but I suspect they'll be up before that.
Yeah. And so, I mean, Tristan, your body, even though your memory came back, your body's used to getting up, at light.
I'm like, ready to go.
Because that's a survival thing.
Yeah.
So if I see him wake first, Ufa, would you like to go hunt for food as the others sleep?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me see. Do you want to roll anything for that?
Survival.
Okay.
Keep in mind, anything that you bring back will probably have to be cold. So
And you still have dried meat from cooked meat, dried meat.
berries.
Because if I remember
roots,
correctly, you
tubers.
laid out, you did some of those Velociraptor strips.
Yep.
Yep. 12 is what I got.
So yeah, you can definitely find some berries and some nuts that you can actually mix with the the dried meat from the Velociraptors.
That's what I do.
Mm-hmm. You also, with that roll, you also find fresh water.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Nice.
So it is fresh water
But it's loaded with all kinds of...
with
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. All right, cool. And it's like, all right, well, I was able to find water, some berries and nuts. I found that if you make a paste out of it and then you put it across the strip jerky.
Okay. I will trust you on that.
So everyone eats and drinks, and probably about 7:00, everyone's kind of up and moving and eating, and Sharktooth just kind of patiently waiting and looking at everyone.
So I hate the thought of losing the Triceratops, but we're going to be able to be more stealthy without it.
Mm-hmm.
So
So we pack the food rations in our bags.
Upa, do you think that there's a way? Would we stake it down? Would it go far if it's not scared to just leave it?
I mean, before it just hung around where we left it, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you'd know, there would be a release command.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I can send it home if you want.
No, I'm thinking leave it so that if we have to go some distance and also getting out of here.
Oh, okay.
It moves faster than us. My concern is it crashing through the brush.
Yeah.
We may not see what we come upon
Yeah. I hear
until
you.
we're on it.
Yeah. Well, I'll just do the stay command, I guess,
Mhm.
for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you reach up and kind of give. It's not a verbal command, but what it does understand is like a series of taps.
Yeah.
And so as it's just kind of like up on it.
Just punching.
Yeah. But you got to hit it hard enough so it understands it's a tap. Okay?
Smacking on the ass is go away. Smacking on the head is stay here.
Yeah.
or like finger in the ass, like in a Morse code.
Definitely understood that one. Yeah.
Downside is over time it starts to like it, and suddenly it gets hard of hearing. So yeah, once that's done and we've got him set, start to the right, and we're going to go around the lake.
So
Some distance out from the lake's. Actually, no, at the lake's edge, I think makes sense. So we can keep an eye on the center just in case something comes out of it.
So how are you guys doing that? Are you
Stealthily.
splitting up? Are you going stealthily? Are you like trying to look for tracks? Type of
It's
taking
not a
time.
it's
it
not a
would be-
big lake. We could split into two parties.
I also another possibility would be to kind of spread out in a line from the lake, so one person stays along the lake, and then we have
I like
further
that better.
deep into
Okay.
it, so you have this wider spread out as we go around the lake.
Okay.
Looking for tracks, looking for any signs of any other being,
Right.
bipedal being
Yeah.
around here.
So,
Right, so
are
the wheel-
individuals searching, or are you kind of like splitting into teams?
No, what we're doing is we're all searching in straight line, but we're at distance from each other, say
Okay.
25, 30 feet.
As long as
away
we
from
can
each other.
see or hear
Yeah.
each other, at least, yeah.
So I'll walk for the arm out. I'll walk at the lake's edge. Who's
Okay.
next?
I will go next and be
Next.
about 20
I can
feet
do
from
next.
him.
Okay,
And
I
then-
guess I get the edge.
Well,
Or do you want me to
we
get the
also
end?
have we also have
Sharktooth.
Sharktooth in there somewhere as well. Want to put Sharktooth in the middle?
Well, Sharktooth
I
probably
think Sharktooth needs to go
moves
closer
the,
to the water
Yeah.
side.
but
Okay.
Sharktooth probably moves the best through the jungle, and she's
was
going to
my
be the
thought.
deepest in
I
the
do
jungle.
too.
Yeah, so maybe Ufa and Sharktooth at the end, because
Are the
they're going
last
to
two.
move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
If
then-
I may make a suggestion,
Of course.
Yes.
if I conduct my search from within the water, it might be a different perspective on the shoreline.
Very good.
That's a good idea.
Okay. So then we'll wing out the way we said.
Yes.
Okay. Everybody roll find
All right.
Separately or can we-
separately.
19.
2. But I'm right on the water's edge.
Yeah. I see
I
mud.
see water. There's a lake here.
Damn it, my boot again.
12.
5.
So 19,
Yeah.
you don't find anything.
Well, of course.
All right.
Have
And
we?
I was gonna say,
have
how
we
far
now-
have we
Yeah,
gone?
have we traversed the lake?
So if that was the goal, especially moving slow and looking, it took about 3 hours time.
That makes sense.
Okay.
It's gonna force us to go down.
Yeah, I
the
think
water.
we're gonna have to.
But why, though? I mean, we were just told that they were in this area, right?
That's
It's our
what he's
only clue.
believed
That
to
it's
be
our
the
only
area.
clue for where we.
Let's see if Sharktooth comes back with anything out of the water. Maybe
Yeah.
there's something on the bottom that will give her a feeling that we're going in the right direction. Again, I'm concerned that it's simply a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
And
I
while
think
you-
so too. I think
Yeah.
Times Square is where they ended up going.
And while you guys were moving along, Sharktooth was conducting her search along the perimeter of inside. She comes back and she's like, "I am sorry, but I found nothing that seems to have indicated, except for what Father Flint has advised."
Well, let's think about what he said again. He said that the Red Jaws were from. They told him they were from. Is that right, Sharktooth? That they were from Lefferts Lake?
They showed up requesting sanctuary from the Sa'ar into our church. Father Flint obviously opened up and allowed them entry.
Right.
Father Flint told me that he heard them talking about Lefferts Lake, and
What specifically about Lefferts Lake?
I'm trying to recall the words that he said, but I got an impression that they were to meet someone.
Oh no.
I'm telling you,
That changes
Baruch
things.
Ka.
So you're still thinking we have to head back to Times Square?
No, I think they're meeting Baruch Ka. I think they're.
But where? Here? There's no one here.
My other thought, though, is if we don't think that there's anything down there, then there's no risk in going down and checking the caves a little bit more to determine, to get a better understanding on
Besides
whether
for the
it's
fact
down
we
there.
can't see anything down there.
Again, my flares.
And they can't see anything down there either, and so if we go further in with the flares and trying to, if there's any way to dampen them, but listening out, we would get an understanding if there's something down there. I think it would be not a good idea to just disregard this because we're not seeing anything with what we've done so far.
How easy is it to breathe water?
At first it is disconcerting, but it is not. Once you get the hang of it, it is okay.
What are we gonna do with all of our weapons, all of our gear? We can't just leave it out here. It's gonna all
No,
melt down to.
on the Triceratops.
So out of character, the Triceratops is not reality rated.
It would not
Solid
prevent
point.
it from.
All right, so
Is
what?
there-
Barry knows nothing. What does my character know about bringing weapons like this through the water?
So like a Kalashnikov, I mean, you could fire that thing underwater.
Okay.
And so same thing with the Glock. The Glocks are full blown, meant to pretty much drop in water, rub in dog shit, and pick it up and still go bang.
They function better dirty.
Yeah. So the AKs that you guys got, ARs a little bit more tricky. Your character would know that platform, any type of water would potentially disrupt usage. Out of character, you could still fire, but it just increases the die roll of a malfunction. And so instead
And
of
we're
one,
already above a lot of our tech.
If we're going to take this route, I say we don't go unarmed. I say we risk it. We can drive things out. It shouldn't have any effect on the enclosed ammunition, right?
No, it should not.
Okay.
yeah, I mean,
Is there
like,
anything water sealed that we can do from a survival standpoint?
Nothing I'm carrying.
make survival roll.
Go kill a sea creature, grab its air bladder, and then
I mean, so 13?
From when you went out to go look, you seen like these large banana leaf type of things, and you're pretty certain that just how thick those things are. You think you might be able to make some type of wrapping around the weapons and secure it with some natural twine to be able to, at least for a short period of time, protect them.
I mean, it's better than nothing.
I'm willing to give it a shot. It sounds
I'll do that on the rifle.
impossible to me, but okay.
With enough wrapping, it could protect them.
Could. We just have to make sure it's sealed. Do I have anything to, make a seal for it? Essentially use the leaf to, fold in on itself and then seal the edge like a Ziploc bag almost.
Nothing like a Ziploc bag, but the strands of deepweed that's kind of floating up, you think you might be able to use that to kind of seal the edges.
Okay, cool.
If you fold it a couple times, then tie it up.
Yeah, like use it as like a seal on the edge.
Yeah.
Press it together and then do it like maybe a couple times. I
Like a
don't know.
watertight bag, you
Yeah.
just fold them up a couple times.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know what you want me to roll to make that.
Oh, you already made the roll.
All right, cool. So,
Perfect.
so I made it. I'm going to put it in the water. Does it float?
I mean, the weight
Yeah.
is going to sink it, so
Yeah.
it's not going to float.
Yeah.
So, you kind of put on... but you didn't put it, in the center of it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, it's gonna suck taking all this equipment down, but
That at least
Better than having no
helps
weapons.
in one way, shape, or form. At least with rifles, and we can put our ammo in it, I guess. But we got to be real careful to not like bump it, and then you break the seal, and then you're screwed.
The tunnel is not extremely wide, but it is wide enough that it's not super tight, and you're not going to be...
Well, I think it's going to go faster with light.
for the purpose of getting down there, do we want to have Sharktooth go first and we kind of make a trail and have her kind of pull us to speed this along?
I don't know if she's going to have that kind of strength underwater. No disrespect, of
While
course.
we're obviously not like floating limply as she's trying to pull us. Like we can all like tie a line around our waist so we're all kind of connected to each other.
I think that's a good enough idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea either way, because it will be pitch darkness so
Right.
that we don't lose each
Again,
other.
flares.
Yes, and
If you had issues because of the dark, carrying even the one flare should change things
Yeah, that's-
measurably. It may cut 20 or 30 minutes off of the time.
I forgot. I keep forgetting about the flares. Yes, that will help.
Sharktooth, you have enough of this weed for us to make it this distance?
I have sufficient doses.
All right, everybody grab extra doses just in case.
Yep.
Put them
We'll
in
each
their
have-
pouches, pockets,
Yeah.
whatever.
I would suggest at minimum 2 each, if we can.
So around that, she runs out at about 8, but you see her go down to where she pointed out some out early and pick some fresh strands of deep weed, so there's no problem whatsoever. Cool. The fresh strands doesn't smell like feet, but it's still not pleasant in the mouth.
I'm sure it isn't, especially if we're able to use it as a way to steal something.
All right. Well, I guess everybody's going to try and breathe water.
Do you like the
guess.
flare first before you go in?
Not until we're all breathing underwater.
Okay.
Maybe you guys should do some practice rounds.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
This is not natural.
It's very not natural.
it is not, but you do get the hang of it.
So who ducks her head underwater and takes a deep breath?
Well, I don't know that I'm going to wait for anyone else. I'll
I'm
just
just
go
gonna
unless
go.
we're all going to go.
Yeah.
That's my thinking is the three of us like, all right, well, we got to do this.
Well, she survived it. She was the test guinea pig, so I guess it fucking worked. Go.
Clearly it has to work, right?
So again, that weird just getting past your natural defense, you breathe in that water for it kind of like, just start flooding and just, that verge of panic. And as it hits your lungs, you can actually feel your lungs start to extract oxygen from it as like the internal gills within the lungs starts pulling out that water. It kind of causes a little bit of a chest ache as it's starting to work in a way that it's not used to, but you find that you can actually breathe underwater.
Okay. Come back out. Iara, when you're ready.
Yep.
I'm ready.
Sharktooth, are you ready?
I am ready.
I have the ability to create a small amount of light, which should give us the ability to move at least somewhat through the cave easier where we're not having to touch our way through.
Let's wait till we start
Yep.
losing sight.
So we start losing light, and at which point I will ride in the middle of the group, or swim in the middle of the group.
How many of your flares do you have?
Do you have a number written down?
I'm throwing a number out to you as a game master. 3?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
How
I'm
long
going to
do
write
they
that
last?
down. Flares last a pretty length of time.
So one should
Be
get us
sufficient,
like
yeah.
all the way down there.
That's my feeling.
A regular stick in the back of your car is an hour.
Yeah, and we're going to probably be less than an hour. So,
May I make a suggestion?
of course, always.
I believe between Iara and myself, we can navigate us through the tunnel. We do not know how long of a traverse we need to make under the tunnel. It might be wise to save the only source of light for what we do not know.
I agree. I think we can, if we tie ourselves off, we can get ourselves to the air underneath, and then we should use the light from there.
Okay. Then Sharktooth doing a lead and kind of pull as we swim along behind to try to get down there a little bit quicker.
I can.
Sounds good. All right, we'll go find rope. Who has rope?
No one has rope, right?
I have rope.
You have rope? Because I think we had to use strands
we used
of
vines
stuff. Yeah, I think
when
we
she
used
was
vines.
knocked
But do
out.
we have rope?
I have 10 meters of hemp rope.
Perfect.
Tie him around her waist.
We're going to stay fairly close.
So
Yeah.
I would suggest tying it around everybody's right wrist, and then if there's a pool to the left or to the right or up or down, you'll be able to just follow the pool.
Okay.
You got it.
And we're off.
So as you guys start going down, about 15 feet into it, the ambient, or not the direct light penetrating from the sunlight starts dissipating very fast.
Right. For us three, of course.
And maybe about 5 feet underneath that is start getting to get dark. You are, still can see within that. Then you get down to that familiar cold. Everybody needs to roll, except for Iara, a survival DC 10 to resist shock from the cold.
I think as this happens, I forgot to tell them about the cold.
God dang it! What is wrong with my
9.
dice?
Yeah, it's the same thing we've been doing. I have a 9.
9.
I'm
You gonna spend it?
I'm not
not
gonna be
dealing
cold.
with this. I'm not going down there without. So it's automatically at 10.
Correct.
Exactly at 10.
Okay.
Oh, actually, this isn't jungle technically. This is underwater.
Correct.
Okay, so I had 8, so that would be -2. Oh boy, so 8.
8. So those that did not make it take 2 shock.
Okay.
Oh geez, I'm gonna die soon.
Your shock should you will.
We started a-
your shock's back at
Yeah.
your mate.
I know.
Oh,
I
you
only
just don't have a lot
6
of shock.
Oh.
No, I'm good at dice.
And as the rope, starts tugging on each wrist as person, making their way in, you can just feel yourself start heading down through the tunnel. Mm-hmm. So all the rolls have already been made. So now it's just taking that time of going through and following this dark tunnel. Is anybody claustrophobic?
Not specifically, and from my background, I don't think I would be.
I think all the tunnels that you would have to climb
Yeah.
through and
I don't
whatnot.
think I would be.
Yeah,
I may not love it.
Yeah, it
Not panicking though.
right.
Yeah, tombs are usually pretty tight quarters.
I would
most of the
agree.
Time, so probably
And
not.
some of the places where you have to go to be able to find monsters, I don't see.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah, I don't see
Eva
Eva
would be
being.
either.
And tunnels are
familiar.
part of the of Isle, so
Yeah.
Plus,
Dungeons.
I'm already familiar with it.
and you're already familiar with it. So yeah, about 30 minutes, pretty close to what IR estimated. You actually, guys, when you come out, you can break the water surface and you smell the dank air, but it is air and it's not water.
And it's not fetid or rotting, so there's some connection somewhere to fresh air.
It is not fetid or rotted.
Okay.
It's just dank.
Okay. All right, everybody, shield your eyes. Crack the flare. Yep.
You smell the magnesium as it starts.
We'll take the 5 or so minutes to get completely.
Adjust.
Yep. So there's no roving lights and that kind of thing.
Just because it is a technology, roll reality.
That is going to be a 19.
No problem. So as your eyes start adjusting,
Nope. I'm sorry. A 16.
still no
good.
problem. As your eyes start adjusting to the light, that just kind of that red glow from the flare, what you make out is you can see like a shore going up on a beach coming out of this large pool and moving in, and up on top of where shore leads up to is another long tunnel.
So I want to look at the ground before any. I'm going to quickly get ahead of everyone. Hold a moment. Look at the ground with the direct flare light, footprints, anything that would suggest something's gone before us here.
Let's see here. There's actual. Isn't there a tracking?
Yeah, there's a tracking.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll tracking.
That's
I mean-
not my special.
I may help you with if you are looking for some.
I'm simply looking to see if something's gone before me. Do you want to come up and see if you can see as well?
Yes, I would like to come
So
check.
I
that out.
will help you.
I'm gonna take this banana sealed gun case, and I'm gonna turn it and see if I can feel water
Slosh.
sloshing around inside.
No,
Awesome.
it actually
Heck
held.
yeah! I'm gonna keep it in there. I don't know if we're gonna have to go back in the water, but I'm pretty proud of myself.
I'm going to give you a +1.
Okay. 16.
16. As you start looking, and just that little bit, there's rocks, so it's not dirt. But as you start looking close, You can see pretty much what you are positive are the toenail scratchings of recent Adinos prints.
Told you guys.
Okay, well, let's go.
We're never
I
gonna
bet
live this
you,
one
I
down.
don't know, I have a hunch we're gonna run into Baruch down here as well.
It's possible, but this is what we have to do.
That
this is where
would be unfortunate.
If my
And that is
understanding
why you
what
said
it
one
is-
of us is going to die.
Well, so as we come out, how many abreast can we go down the, I'm going to use the word tunnel?
The initial part of this tunnel, there's no light in it,
Right.
but it is large enough for all of you to walk abreast.
Okay,
Something I just kind of thought of. We're all using firearms and explosives.
I'm not.
correct. In
In
an
a small,
enclosed...
enclosed, is potentially little
I
opening.
still have a longsword.
Yeah, don't rush to use your
Yeah,
automated weapon.
maybe we don't
ears
do
will
that.
Not, your ears will not be happy.
We'll just keep distance from whatever we're dealing with.
Yeah.
So then we'll move in a line. The big thing for me was to make sure where the light was.
Light at the front?
Well, no, it's wide enough we can all go together.
Okay.
That was what I was going to do otherwise, because otherwise I backlight all of you.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're off.
So you guys start walking down.
Ira, would you look at the ground and see if you can see any tracks?
Yes, as we go, I'm going to continue to look for
I would love to know if you can tell, guess how many.
What did you roll?
16.
16. 5 to 7, just from your best guess, just kind of like, just whatever's overlapping, or one walked over, 5 to 7 times.
Gotcha. Is Baruch is also an Adinos, correct?
Yes, he is.
Is he described as being larger or any different than any of the other ones?
No.
So I would not be able to be like, oh, well, that one's a...
This is clearly Baruch.
Right, yeah. Or at least this one's a larger one. They're all similar in size.
Yeah.
Okay. Possibly 5 to 7 or one person continuing to walk through this area.
I would like you to be aware of the change in any of the footprints. If they all remain in Dianos, I'm not concerned. But I want to remind everyone, we potentially are chasing a demon.
Yes. I will continue to keep my eye to the ground.
Ufa, I guess this is the point where we bring you on board.
Oh.
What we are following is an old myth from parts that now are controlled by the Cosm of Isle. The myth of the Breifne Crown. And we're not certain exactly what it does, but there is an Eternity Shard that fits on each of the points of the crown itself. We believe, and we're uncertain, but we believe that once we have all of these shards that fit those spaces, we will be able to bring the crown back to the goddess, I guess, of Isle, who will then craft, attach, empower, I don't know what, the crown, giving us the ability to potentially fight something better. I don't know if it would be a High Lord or just one of the powerful avatars or leaders or alphas in the case of my Tharkold.
Okay.
There is a demon from my realm who is in cahoots with someone from Isle trying to get the crown as well. We have control of the crown and one shard. We are fairly certain that the demon that we are following has another. And we are following this one to try and get one up on him. But there's a chance
So
he may follow it.
He's not an Adino. then.
No.
He is a demon.
Okay. The one that we're following right now.
No.
No.
We don't know that he is here. We are
Okay.
following the tail of the shard, which should be here, which Father Flint basically told us we're on the right track.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
just to have you warned. And Sharktooth, you as well.
She's like, very well. Iara, you are positive there are no demon tracks from what you're seeing. It's all the clawed marks of the Adino's claws.
But if you remember correctly, when we last saw Yavich and Lady Bird, or not Lady Nightbird, I think was what her name was.
Jezreel was who he was with.
No.
not
Lady
Jessica.
Nightbird.
Lady
Much
Nightbird.
farther back.
They were able to use some kind of teleportation.
Right, I don't
Portal.
expect them to
Yeah.
be here, but that's why I'm asking just in case. And I wouldn't expect them to meet here nor on the trek. I'm assuming that we're following a Dianos going somewhere.
I think
Yeah.
it's Baruch.
You keep saying that, and I understand. I get that. In your realm, do they not warn you as a child not to speak the devil's name? over
You
and
have now
over and
said
over
it
again.
more than 3 times, and so it is almost absolute that
We,
it's going to
we've
show.
proven most of our urban myths to be false, but demons in the dark and all
You
that.
know, I'm feeling a little feisty today. Maybe I just want a good fight.
Well, if it's Baruka, you'll have with that.
I would have to say that's true. Oh God, look at the smile on look at the smile on Shark
I was
Tooth's face.
right.
All right, well we keep going.
Yes.
The first flare starts to run out.
It's been an hour.
Light it up.
Light up the second one.
Light it up.
Not like that.
The second flare
Oh, Lord.
runs out.
Good gracious.
Okay.
That's a long time. Everyone roll either survival or mind, whatever's best. Or science, even.
So which one's science?
13.
13.
Tell me who gets a 14.
7.
Okay.
Go ahead and pass that up. I'm gonna give it a shot. That'll do it. 15.
As you're moving along, you're noticing that you're at a continual downward grade. So it's not enough to where you know
We're
you're
sliding or
you're-
slipping.
right, but it's a continuous grade.
Which means that we are staying. We've been below the level of the lake's water, and we are going deeper.
The second hour ends.
Yep. Third and final flare has been.
You got flares too?
has
Yeah,
flares.
I only bought one, so I'm not sure. I just have one.
You just wrote flares
I
down
just wrote
also.
flares. It said flares, and I was like, cool, I'll buy
Do we
flares.
just want to wait until
Uh,
to light your last one? Then should
And
we
walk
just
in the dark.
walk in the dark? Just try to
Because
stay
they're
as
not
quiet as possible.
they're not in. They're going to be in the dark as well. So I would be able to see darkness before you guys, or light before you guys see light.
So if you stay towards the front, you can alert us.
How wide is it? Can we be like?
Well, we can walk if we're simply doing that. We can walk slowly together in group.
Yeah.
In fact, we could go back to a single file with you in front.
Yeah.
And
Why-
from what you've guys seen too, there's been no obstructions. This is just like a straight
Just
tunnel
continuing
downward.
Like a lava tube or something.
So we could line up against the wall just
Yeah.
to kind of keep feel of the wall to make sure we're all staying
if that's
on
what you
pace
wish, I will not.
to save our light.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will not pull it out of my pack.
And I'll stay ahead.
Because our light's also the flare, they're gonna see us before we
Okay.
see them at that point.
Does
Rehook the rope to everyone.
Does Sharktooth also have dark vision, being some kind of lizard?
Dinos, I do not think they have dark vision.
Okay.
And dark vision doesn't allow you to see in. This is total darkness, right? You're not getting any.
Yeah,
rest.
I'm not. Yeah, right now I can't.
You're
see
just saying
anything,
that there was
but
some
yeah,
ambient light at
yeah.
distance. Okay.
Just seeing if somebody else is going to see stuff as well as me before everybody
Okay.
else.
There is no reason for us to rush.
Yeah. No.
Moving on.
So you save the flare. Moving
Uh-huh.
on. About how much time do you guys let go by before you decide to light another flare or?
Well, so
We just keep going until something changes.
yeah, the
Something
only
just
question
happens,
I
yeah.
have is in dark. Can I identify that we're going down?
But you've made your roll. You can still notice the gradient as consistently, and there's been no change.
If the grade massively changes or switches to up, I'll say something. Otherwise, we're walking.
And if the tunnel turns all of a sudden, then I'll stop and say something as well. But
Okay.
for now, we just continue.
And which
on.
wall are we on? Right, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right hand wall.
Yep.
Right hand connected by the strings, right hand wall
Yep.
touch.
Okay, sounds good. Go about another 2 hours down into the darkness
Okay.
and continuing down into the earth, and then your elvish eyes picks up a very faint gleam of light farther down into the tunnel.
I tug the rope to stop everybody.
What do you have as we close?
There's a faint glow of light ahead.
As you guys look, just by natural, you can't see it, and it's something that her elvish eyes is picking up. Even
At
though
this
just
point, it's this little blips that your eyes do on a normal basis.
Yeah.
Good.
Can you hear anything?
I listen. No.
just hear each other breathing.
Alright, so let's just quietly.
Yes.
Are we crunching through stone or anything like that? Are we making noise?
So depending on what type of shoes you're wearing, but yeah, it is basically like a soft stone.
Continue on.
Yep. Start heading on slowly, and
4 hours in, we're probably not dripping, but we're still going to be wet. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Not the guns, though.
So maybe about another 30, 40 minutes of walking, you guys can start actually making out the light as well too.
Okay.
And for you, it's starting to get bigger, and you're seeing some very ambient light and some rounds like it might be some type of doorway or opening that this light is emanating from. Very faint.
It's not like flickering like a fire. It's more like
a constant dim glow.
Okay.
And we do not think we've gone up.
Have not gone
So
up.
wherever we are quite a ways down.
Yes.
Okay.
So I will say it seems as though there's some kind of entryway ahead.
Let's keep going up to it.
Does it look like there is a lip around the aperture? Could we sneak up on the side and be able to peek in? Can you tell?
Not from here.
Okay.
Not
Let's
yet.
continue up. At the point when you can see one way or another, let us know.
Okay.
So as you start getting closer and start making out some definite forms, what it looks like is the tunnel that you're in is starting to close in, and the light that you're seeing seems to illuminate some type of doorway, and you see what you believe are stairs leading up to this doorway from the tunnel.
I'll relay that.
Well, I say we continue up to the stairs.
Yes.
Do you have an idea how tall the stairs are?
Maybe about like 10 stairs, something like that. So it's not a large staircase.
Yes, about 10 stairs.
But taller than most of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I hear anything?
Actually, no. So to like about 5 feet up is
Okay.
yeah.
Do I hear anything at all?
Not yet.
Let's go up to the stairs.
We're going to the stairs.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure all of us are focused on the open lid area.
Yeah. So as you guys move forward, you can get closer. You can start seeing. For you, I mean, so do you guys go all the way up to
Unless we see something that makes us stop.
Nothing
Yeah.
makes you stop, and like I said, the tunnel actually starts just narrowing, and it pretty much kind of goes into about a standard sized doorway that's not arch, no door, but it's just stone, and the stairs leading up to it, and there's a glow along. You can see further in, and the tunnel continues on, but like small little glow, and you recognize them as glowstones,
There are glowstones within that.
and they're from
What's a
your realm.
glowstone?
It is from Isle.
It's
not-
from Isle.
Yes.
I don't think we're going to get your Barut Ka, but I have a bad feeling we may be late. I say we get weapons out now.
Yeah, I also am going
Untie our
to
Pop the
ropes.
leaves.
cast
I'm gonna untie my rope and then pull my guns out.
I'm gonna
That's a good
cast
point. Yeah.
armor.
Untie the rope.
I'm gonna cast armor real quick. So
How are you guys doing it? Just like ripping shit open casting? Or?
quiet, super
Quiet.
quiet.
Quiet, yeah.
Are you able to cast that armor for everybody?
So it depends on how I roll, and depending on that, it will be. We'll see.
They don't really have any
Pray
armor
that
right
we
now.
all get.
I mean, technically, I could cast it multiple times, because that right. So there's no like minimum that I can cast armor.
Yeah.
Okay, so
As you open yourself up to reach for magic,
Uh-oh.
you're used to like
oh yeah, this is low magic.
this is a low magic, but
Feeling more.
you feel just beyond that doorway what feels like home.
Yeah.
And we've got a table tent up that says Core Earth. Did you by chance put that there by accident? Should we actually have
He
to
just
do
didn't
that?
switch it
We
back
didn't
after
Didn't switch it back.
when we were
Sorry.
in this.
Should be living lands? All right.
Yes.
Should be living.
So magic is almost non-existent.
So I'm going to, because as I like start thinking about casting and I start feeling that, I'm like drawn to that, to the doorway
Oh,
now.
absolutely you are.
So I'm gonna just move into the doorway past it before I cast.
Wait. I'm gonna grab your arm.
So, but she, like, you guys went right up to the doorway, so she steps up and moves in as you reach out to grab her.
Of course.
I feel happy about this.
I'm sorry.
You are now in a mixed zone of Isle and Living Lands.
That's weird. How does that work? Because he's touching me, or because that's what we're in?
Because it is two realities that are overlapping onto each other.
Oh, interesting. Anything else that's going on besides
So
that?
one thing that you know for Isle is underneath Isle is a system of tunnels that don't know where they go.
remember
You're not a
this, yeah.
dwarf,
Right,
so you wouldn't be able to, navigate your way through it.
but I'm aware of
But
it.
you're aware of it.
This is very similar to my home, where there are tunnel systems like this within Isle that the dwarves are much more familiar with than I am.
How fast do they tunnel? I mean, as ridiculous as it sounds, is it possible the dwarves tunneled 5,000, 6,000 miles to here?
It's not necessarily that dwarves have tunneled. The dwarves have spelunked it and mapped it.
The dwarves did not create the tunnels. They are just more familiar with the tunnels and that is their area.
I guess my question is this. Once we step through that door, or that doorway, once we're completely in there, are we now in Isle, which my understanding is thousands of miles away from New Jersey?
Where it feels as though there's both. I feel the pull of Isle, but I also still feel the living lands.
I have no idea. I've never dealt with this before.
Are these...
So let me know who steps in. She's actually in the entranceway.
Which means my arm's in. Because remember, I tried to grab her.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you pass that threshold,
Yeah.
you recall the reality axioms of Isle, but yet you also feel the reality of
Still
the
doesn't
living
mean I know
lands.
what's going on.
Don't know what the hell's
Yeah.
going on, but you feel both.
I release my hand, pull back into living lands. Well, you're in there. What do you see?
I look around.
The tunnel contains about 30 feet and then opens up.
Do I see? I look down tracks, similar tracks. Are there any different tracks?
Oh yeah, similar tracks.
Okay. All right.
Well, finish your casting, and I say we move on.
Are these stones? Is this something dwarves will leave behind, or
No, what's
the
It's just-
glowstones?
Who knows?
they're just natural to my land.
Okay, very good. I'm gonna take
I-
one and put it in my pocket.
It would
I
not
walk
be.
through.
Yeah, glowstones seemed like it would be a good idea to have in this area.
So you know that glowstones are something that seems to manifest within the
Okay.
tunnels.
It's
So
not like a piece of like.
Correct. It's not like you can blink it out.
Like it out and
Just skip it like on a
no,
lake.
you pull it out and the rest of them all
Oh,
black
turn
out.
off.
Like
a
or
Christmas
starts
tree.
blinking
Like-
jingle bells.
The Christmas tree lights.
This one's purple. I like this one.
You can't take them.
Now you know how I feel about the dinosaurs.
Right? It's pretty sad.
So I'm gonna cast armor on myself first.
Go ahead and roll. It feels so nice again to cast in home and where magic is readily available.
21, and my DN was 10.
So outstanding success.
So I get a +3 to armor. So the caster's skin or ally, if desired, with protective energies that grants her armor +1. This is one of the most common spells. So I just have to touch you guys. So you have to come in if you want some armor.
All right, I'll
Fine.
go in. I'm not wearing anything.
Let's stick my hand out.
Otherwise, so
And does this armor stack?
Because it's a spell, right?
It's a spell.
So what does it say? I don't, because normally armor doesn't stack, but it should say if it will stack with other armor.
It just says it infuses with the caster's skin or allies if desired.
So unless it says it won't stack with other armor.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't say anything about not stacking.
Yeah, so it wouldn't stack on top
Would
of
not
other armor.
stack, so I'm good.
Okay.
I'll need it.
I'll take because it'll
sorry, I
give
don't
me
have
an extra
I don't have any
one.
armor.
If you succeed at +3, right? Or you just do
She
it?
already
So
got
no,
the
so
+3.
my
Now it's up, you're already there.
yeah,
Okay. So you guys all have +3.
but I'm gonna need to re-roll for each one because it's only for one person.
Oh,
for
so
my-
then it's not. So yeah, so
yeah. So it's dependent on what I roll.
I mean, we'll try it.
If you could, that'd be great, but
Get
not.
like a +3, that'd be great.
so what are your current pluses?
2.
+2, and do you have any armor?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Don't you still have the armor that I made you, the bee suit?
No, you haven't made it for me. You haven't finished it yet, as far as I know.
Yeah, you hadn't had a chance to finish it yet.
Oh,
But you're working on a carapace set.
which had like an insane,
It was +3, if I remember correctly.
I think.
Yeah.
A 20 with a DN of 10.
Outstanding.
So you have some and you don't have any.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll give you the +3
Okay.
since you don't have any. Same thing, so you get a +3 as well.
A lot of the superheroes, and supervillains, are spell wielders.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Alrighty.
What do you guys do?
Head in and then down the hallway.
And I take it you're moving stealthily?
Yes.
I need everyone to make stealth rolls as you cover the 30 feet to the opening. And all of you can see the opening due to the glowstones.
Yeah, nope, I don't make it.
20.
14.
7.
So the two big tech people,
5.
somewhere along the lines, you clank your gun, clank, and Barry, some of your, just trying to move along, your cybernetics just scrape and cling along the sides of and echoes in the chamber.
As I'm like super stealthily ahead, I just shake. bow my head.
When you guys hear that, you hear harsh reptilian voices inside, and Sharktooth whispers, "They've been alerted to some type of noise."
Well, no shit.
But they're also, she's listened to their talking, said, debating whether or not to investigate or for the entire group to await who's coming.
How many voices do you hear?
It sounds like it might be 2 talking. There's a note of command in those voices.
We have no idea what we're up against, but at this point you were looking at the fact that you thought there was between 5 and 7, which means that we would have a number of attackers even if it's nothing else. We have the element of surprise.
Who is the Lady Nightbird?
Oh shit.
That's a magician of great power. Why? What can you hear?
It appears that's who they are waiting for.
Fuck.
Now's our time. Now.
Go before she gets here.
So we're going.
Go.
Yeah, let's go.
Leap in, spread.
So you
I'm
guys
loading a potion.
running?
Yep.
I've got a potion. I'm tossing in, getting ready,
And we'll see which cosm
fucking
cards we're
blasting
dealing
this
with,
on fire.
or which, whatever they are.
Yeah.
So,
Drama.
as you guys are moving in, so as you all move in and spread out, what you can see is, obviously the footsteps are being heard. A line of Redjaw Adinos, 5 of them, have turned and face, and then there is 2 buffer, bigger, meaner looking Redjaws. One is looking a bit, towards the wall, and the other one is looking at you guys.
How big is the room that we've just moved into?
So as you quickly look around,
Yeah.
it is about a 50 by 50 yard cavern, and it's about 30 yards high. So it is a big freaking cavern.
Wait, let me throw a grenade first.
Everybody
what-
open
yeah.
your mouth.
So we are now in initiative.
Yep.
Yeah.
Heroes up, villains second.
Up means
Up
Yeah, I forget what that means.
is a good one. An up result gives each character on the side an additional roll.
Yeah.
Add this to the first roll, and if a 10 or a 20 comes up as usual, you continue to roll. So this is the perfect
All right.
first.
Good time.
you're throwing in a grenade.
No, I think I actually might start with fire because it's continue to burn and do the
Okay.
damage each round.
I'm throwing in a grenade.
I'll throw a grenade as well.
I'm gonna cast.
Okay.
Who goes first?
I'm gonna cast Sudden Burial.
Cast.
In the middle.
Okay.
Sure.
Man, what a good card for you guys.
For once.
I'm shooting. So with that, does the second roll, is it the same as with the possibility it's a 10, or is it just add on to it?
No, it just adds on.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm gonna do mine next. That way we'll have continual
Understood.
damage.
Yeah, think about Torg. You can say, I'm next.
So 24
And what was your...
is the DN is the target's dodge or dexterity. It's a medium blast range.
And you're going for the middle?
Yeah.
So...
2 buff dudes are.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going for the 2 buff dudes?
Yeah.
Okay. So their dodge is 12.
So 24, so it's 12 above it.
Outstanding success.
Whoa.
Okay, so the spell is cast on a patch of ground the size of a medium blast radius. The ground...
So you'll be able to catch 3 of them?
Yep. So...
2 buffs and the one in front.
Yep. The ground up to 1 meter deep and anything on it lifts 5 meters in the air, flips over, and then slams back into place. A living creature in the area takes 10 plus 1 bonus die damage and is stymied. With the outstanding success, I get an additional bonus die, and the target is restrained until they make a strength test as an action to escape.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
So 10 plus 5, 15.
15 damage.
15 damage against their toughness. Standard success.
Okay.
So 2 shock.
And they are restrained until they make a strength test as an action to escape.
Okay.
That's a good time for them to be restrained while you guys all...
And
Do
then
things?
the Redjaw Warrior, his toughness is only 10, so that's going to be a good success.
So he's going to get a wound.
His toughness is higher or lower?
Lower, so the
So it's still going to be the exact same roll.
so the scarred
Okay.
Redjaws, they have a toughness of 14, so 15 is going to be just 1.
Okay.
And so the other Redjaw that was there, just the regular, kind of non-scary Redjaw,
Right.
his toughness is 10, so that's by 5. So actually what when he slams up and comes down, he is toast. Tell us what we see with him.
So as it comes back down, the two big dudes are kind of struggling a little bit, but can't get out, and his hand kind of twitches and then just goes limp.
So you guys see one just the magic kind of just come up and just and his claws just come like up this still.
And I have a moment of I'll. Yes, it's been a long time.
Ava.
All right, now are the other two still within a medium blast range?
Oh yeah, there still are.
All right, then I'm gonna launch my Thunder Brew potion.
Okay. And they haven't had a chance to make a strength, so they're restrained.
So my value is already at an 18. So
She'll get them two and the guy to the other side of them.
No, because they're spread out far enough.
Okay, so
Yeah,
there's
because you
not a
killed
third
one.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
okay.
There's not a third one within their area.
14.
14. Well, they're restrained,
Yep.
So
so they have a dodge of 0.
yeah, so that hits.
Outstanding.
So 18 and 2d6, right?
So with this one, it's those affected must make a standard strength test.
For outstanding.
Those who pass suffer 2 shock. Those who fail are knocked out.
And that's what an outstanding roll does?
That's just what it says.
What it does.
There's no good or outstanding
Okay,
success
so it doesn't
level.
have a damage value.
So
But
they're
it
just knocked
knocks
out.
them out now if they don't pass a strength.
And it's just a standard strength test?
Yeah.
Are they stymied from your spell?
They're restrained.
They're restrained.
But they are stymied as
I was
well.
gonna say they're all-
That's
Okay.
part of the main spell is that they're stymied.
Oh, damn.
So they have a strength of pretty good.
An undisclosed amount of strength.
But pretty good would be the description.
Right.
And if they fail, they still suffer 2 shock.
That's pretty good.
Or if they pass, they suffer 2 shock.
So what you see is you can see them both grimace, but no burn. So it doesn't look like, you know, they're still conscious. Their eyes are flickering kind of back and forth, and their teeth are snarling, and they're starting to salivate from their teeth as the anger just starts building up in them. But they do have 2 shock.
All right, I am throwing at the two of them.
Okay.
Missile weapon we decided for the grenade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you add another roll to yours?
Oh, no, I didn't.
It wouldn't change anything because you were telling
You
us
still
what
got
it's
it
got.
out,
Oh,
yeah.
right. It's
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
So that's going to be a 16 to hit.
16 to hit is going to be a good success. Actually, they're
Restrained.
restrained.
They're restrained, yeah.
Yeah, so
So it-
outstanding.
Outstanding. All right.
So as long as you don't roll a nat 1.
Or 2 nat
18
ones.
points of damage. Wow. 2 ones.
As he's rolling, as long as you don't roll a 2 one.
Snake eyes.
It still does something.
Yes.
So that's going to be 2 shock.
I mean, that's 5
guys.
shock between the
Yep.
all of
5,
us.
yeah.
Yeah.
So make your roll.
All right, I'm gonna
So it
throw a
should-
grenade as well.
Remember, you're going to roll a d20 and then roll another d20 because you're up.
Okay. Ew.
Adding them together, 10s and 20s re-roll.
21.
Outstanding.
Outstanding.
All right.
2 6-sided dice added to a 16.
22.
22. Toughness of 14. So
8.
8. So that is 1 wound, 2 shock.
It's got to get them close. It may not happen
Yeah.
there.
That definitely got through the sword armor.
Fuck those things.
Okay.
We need to get them out of here before Lady Nightbird shows up.
Yeah. We're making a whole lot of noise.
Because
I'm
we're
sure.
going to be fucked as soon as she does.
Okay, so these two are going to attempt their strength test.
To get out.
So one just pushes up, just breaks free. You can see just some of the bounds of the rock just shatter into dust. The other one tries to move up and then boom, just gets pulled back by the magic. The 5 are there.
4.
1 die.
1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me. The 4 that are there, they seen the magic that you did.
no.
That's something new.Ey're going to equate it to a miracle. They all of a sudden just turn and just throw their spears straight at you.
And there's Shark Tooth.
Oh, Sharktooth actually before.
Oh, yeah,
Shark
Shark
Tooth, though.
Yeah.
Hopefully she thinks and kills one of the big ones.
So Sharktooth, what she does, you can see her just kind of standing forward. She all of a sudden just kind of pulls out a cross from underneath her armor, and she's holding it, and then just calling out to the Lord Savior Jesus Christ, please grant me the strength to be able to bind my enemies. And she prays for a miracle.
It's just crazy to hear it about Jesus Christ.
Right.
It's like,
Wow,
like
within-
all kinds of other gods that do
Right.
those things.
I did mark the miracle, so let me just make a quick reference. I apologize.
Jesus, take the
How dare you? Jesus, take the wheel.
Oh, if only I could underlay that. Just that one part as she sings into
Yeah,
it. Perfect. Jesus, take the wheel.
It just tapers out. Oh yeah, yeah, that'd be great. I mean, you could. You got free loops.
So what you guys see, the 4 that are there, that are still remaining, you can see just like grass and vines break up from underneath the stone and just shoot out and just grab around their wrists and grab around their legs, and the vines start pulling them down as they try to start just pulling away, but yet she's praying. Her crucifix is glowing in the dark as she's just kind of holding out, praying to God to hold the creatures at bay.
Nice.
She's a witch.
Burn her!
So
That Isle
they're-
magic is good, isn't it?
So that's going to change what they do.
I think Azrael's not here. She'd be freaking out.
Right?
Oh, wait a minute.
Well, this is more on lines of what Father Elias used to do, not magic, but
Right.
praying.
Yeah.
Still in
She doesn't
the
like the
lands.
church.
Yeah.
Religion's high.
Yeah. Azrael doesn't like the church, though.
So they need to make strength checks. So 2 of them break away from the vines, and 2 are still held. So right now you have 2 red jaws and 1 scarred red jaw that are active.
And about to make their turns.
So and about to. Well, no, they had to break. They had to break.
Oh,
the
that-
strength.
those were their
was
turns.
Their turn.
Nice.
So we're moving into next initiative. What I
Okay.
need is everybody to put a card in.
Right.
I need 1 person to roll me a d6.
3.
Okay. So keep that open. Keep that up.
Okay.
Next round, villains are stymied.
Yes!
But
This
they do
is so-
go first.
Do the two are already stymied? Does that add stymied?
Very stymied.
Yes. The big guys are very stymied.
This is not going how you were planning, huh?
You say that, and yet
Yeah.
you know what's coming.
He still doesn't smile. We all know it
We
worked.
have seconds.
Yes.
This
I'm,
was
I'm
just-
happy though that you guys are.
It's working.
you guys are
It's
going your
working
way.
well for us so
It's
far.
working well
We
now.
succeeded
We might
in going
not.
in A through D.
Right.
We
And
may
it was
not.
just you.
Yes.
Yeah.
This may just be a little teaser of like, here, look, you're doing so good, and then bam, you're all
Right.
dead.
Yes, you didn't need to voice that either.
So the scarred red jaw is going to make the strength test,
Okay.
but he's at -4.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just it doesn't even move. He's just being held, and he lets out this just a scream of anger.
Nice.
The
It's a man, Ladinos.
the other scarred jaw that is there, he looks at you through the grenade that caused the damage, and so he just pulls out his weapon,
Oh no.
and it's actually a spear, and he just and as he leaps up, just does the Superman leap as he just stabs right into you.
I'm seeing 300.
Great. Yeah, that's what's happening to me though. I'm the Persian.
And goes completely over your head.
Yeah.
A little poo came out.
Yeah, it was not a good looking throw.
Very stymied.
So the 2 that are being held, they are going to make a strength test. And 1 breaks free, but the other one is actually getting pulled down. And then the 2 with their spears, they're throwing their spears at you.
Bring it.
New armor.
Very stymied sucks, guys.
All right, let me go first.
Oh, I got fire. I was gonna light him up.
Well, let me go first so I can take out the one that's still that's double stymied and still 0 movement.
Okay.
Switching to the other grenade, the singular grenade. Throwing
Okay.
that. No longer up though.
Does not matter.
Okay, so that is going to be for the missile weapon. That is going to be a 16.
Outstanding success.
Okay. There we go. That's better.
Yeah.
17, 25, 30 points of damage.
30 points of damage. So that thing
Grenade
lands.
like, tick, 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 right under his chin.
So its eyes just kind of go down and bulge. And then all of a sudden, you feel reality kind of shift about him
Oh.
as
Oh,
he attempts
shit.
to absorb.
Gotcha.
Oh boy.
We knew that. Well, no, we didn't know that.
No, that's different.
No, that's different.
Yeah.
He's got some.
Reality kind of
I knew
wavers
somebody was.
and then just settles back into what it was, and just pieces of gore start flying. I mean, I can't even say tell us what we see because you just blew
We
them
know
to
what
hell.
happened. We know what happened.
Yeah.
So that red jaw is gone. Woo! Iara did good. Who's up?
I'm gonna go for my phosphor shell. I just rolled a 16.
Who are you hitting?
So it's a shell.
So it's just one
So
thing.
it's
One
yeah.
person.
So I would go against the
Other
big
guy.
red.
Yeah. Okay. Big red.
Okay.
21.
Beats his 12 by 9. So
Cool.
good success.
So that's how many?
That's an additional D6 to the base damage.
Which is 12, and then it burns an extra 12 damage every round for a minute. 15.
15, toughness of 14, so 2 shock.
So he's
So
getting up
he's-
there in shock.
Yeah, because that's like. Yeah.
Alright, who's up?
I will cast Sudden Burial again. So we've got.
One regular Dinos is still held. One just broke free. 2 just threw spears at you, and we have Big Red who's right up next to him.
What did you roll when you attacked? Because the big one was in melee combat with him. Do you remember? You rolled a 16 even number. Rolling into combat, if you roll odd number, it's you hit randomly. Or shooting into combat.
Side note, I still have that wasp poison that I can poke stuff with.
Are there 3 regular Dinos that are close by for medium blast, or close enough together to be a medium blast?
You can get the 2 that threw.
Okay, I'll.
That's that's
yeah,
good.
cast at them. 21.
Outstanding success against their dodge.
Okay, so again, the land is going to go up, come back down, and
Stymied.
they're stymied. 19 damage.
Nice.
And they're 10 toughnesses.
Tell us what we see for these 2.
So as they've just missed, it comes up, buries them back down, and they're face down and just stop moving. As all the gravel and dirt are covering them.
That leaves one person.
So, the one that's directly in front of me.
Yep,
Big guy.
Pretty good chance.
It's a good
that's
idea
the
to.
So I haven't done this before yet, but it's possible for me to use both my 1911s, correct? In an
Yes,
attack.
but there will be a penalty.
So if I use double tap, will that negate that penalty at all, or no? Would be like what would be more beneficial? Would it be beneficial to use one gun with double tap, or I'm trying to find a way to.
To min-max it?
Well, I don't know the rules though. Like,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly, double tap just adds damage.
It
right?
just that you shoot 2 bullets, you add 1 to your attack, or 1. Yeah, you shoot.
So your attack is either going to be at -4 for each or +1. I think the +1 is more valuable than 2 -4s.
Okay, then that's what we'll do.
Agreed.
Very good. I'm gonna do that. Here's hoping for the best here. If he's directly in front of me, though, is that some sort of anything that gets negated there, or any other negative because I'm in melee combat trying to shoot him?
No, it's not like D.
Okay, cool.
Hip shot.
What did you roll?
15.
So 15 actually beats his dodge by 3, so good success.
All right.
Or excuse me, standard success.
Standard success, so it's just 1 die.
No, just whatever the damage.
Whatever the
wait,
damage is.
sorry, 16. Hold on. No, wait. My bad. 13.
13, and so as it turns around, so he turns around, look at you, you're all pop pop, and you swear you see the bullets just ting ting.
Yeah.
Not and didn't even make a sound. Just his scaled, scarred body just deflected both of those bullet rounds.
Oh, no.
Right.
What have I done?
So, I need you to roll a d6.
Not that one.
You want, not that one. You want a 1, 2, or 3.
Gotcha. So I have to roll under that. Gotta be a 4.
Okay. So the d6 that you're keeping counter of, lower it to a 2.
Oh, okay.
Got it. Okay.
All right then.
Good stuff.
Is this until she shows up?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe.
something's gonna happen.
Heroes first.
Yes.
Villains fatigued.
Thank you. Jesus. Okay, so it's the new round.
It is a
12
new round.
damage.
Oh, everybody put your cards in for the second round.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That
So
would have been nice last turn.
gets another 12 of burn damage.
So before that evens, okay, so another 12 burn damage. You can see it's burning across the scales, but it's it doesn't seem to be penetrating, but you kind of see him just go down to one knee, start taking deep breaths. He's still conscious, but something seemed to really make him extra tired, and he's not looking good right now.
Well, I'm gonna
Shoot him.
prepping for thinking she's like Lady Nightbird's showing up. I can use this action to add some wasp poison to some of my bullets if you guys want to try
Do it.
killing
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use my Iron Sheen potion and add my wasp poison because that also adds an extra bonus die. It says up to 6 bullets, so I'm gonna take 6 bullets and use one of my applications and kind of dump it in and shake it up.
Sounds good.
All right. So presently there is one
Scarred red jaw on
in
him.
the ground, one is out of the ground, but they're close enough that a large explosion with a medium explosion would hit them both.
The 2 that threw are dead.
Are dead.
And so one is held, one is...
But are they close enough that a medium blast would?
Yeah,
send
he
them?
didn't move.
All right,
He broke
so
free.
I am throwing at them
Okay.
with my last one of the medium blast.
She still has other grenades too.
I get that.
We forgot
So-
Sharktooth the last go around, too,
Oh.
so we'll need to...
She's concentrating on that last...
Oh, she's holding on
yeah,
to
he's
that.
holding him.
So the non-moving one is going to be a 12.
Outstanding success. Restrained.
The mobile, I'm sorry, I'm saying the wrong thing. The non-moving one is an 8.
Good success.
They're both 8s. Because I had nothing to it. So they're both 8. So good success for the one. The other one is standard.
No, because it's a dodge. He's able to dodge out of the way.
He's all right. So
Yep.
the non-moving one takes 19.
Night, tell us what we see.
That one goes from behind and blows it forward into the ground, so its head just spots.
And so as it goes down, you can just hear a sickening thud as the nasal bone just fractures and flattens out, and just a small pool of blood starts to form.
And that's how the one that was free was able to get around it. All right. We have big red on you, and we have a regular red
But
still
he's
there.
looking very, very tired.
And the 2 of you are right there. I would say you go first, Ufa, because shooting into combat has a chance of hurting you. So if you could do something to him first, that would be better.
I'm gonna take out the other pistol. I'm gonna do the dual wielding.
Okay.
So it's just essentially 2 attacks, but with -4, right?
So
Is
ga-
it minus
so
4
ga-
each or is it -2 each? Actually, I thought about that. It may be -2 each.
It's going to be double check. Mechanics wise, you want the pluses to hit because it could get you to the
higher
extra
damage.
bonus damage.
yeah, exactly.
And so but when you take minuses to hit, even double tapping with both, it's still potentially that -1 to hit for just double checking. It might be a minus.
It's either
If you-
-2
I just thought it was
each.
cool.
No, yeah.
And I'm like, well, one didn't work, so clearly I just add another gun to the
Just need another
equation.
More guns, more blood. But you also know too, just it's more accurate for you to come up,
Yeah, with
like
one.
this as
Yeah.
opposed to
Yeah.
like
Right.
this.
Got you.
Being a sniper, you would know that.
Yeah.
Actually, or marksman, I should say.
You are a -2 to each of them. That's why the weapons I have are 0 with the +4 thing. So you're -2 to each shot.
Okay. I'm just gonna use 2. I was thinking.
Okay.
All right. So 24 for the first one.
Outstanding success.
Oh, actually no, minus 2. So
-2 from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
20.
17 makes it a
a 4
4.
instead of a 6. So
20.
yeah.
20.
20, good success, dodge of 12.
Okay. And then good success is just a regular.
Plus 1d6.
1d6.
Okay. And that's 3 plus 13, 16.
16.
16
More shock.
against his toughness is going to be 2 more shock. And so it's kind of breathing down, and you're just all pop right at the top of the head, and you can see its eyes just kind of go back as it starts to, but you feel possibility.
Oh boy.
Oh, he tries to soak it. Interesting.
Was it a 20?
He disconnected.
Oh, yeah.
no! Oh, that's right. Yeah. He's
So he doesn't disconnect. He's in living lands.
Yeah.
Right.
But
This is a duel, okay.
yeah, but
He gets knocked out.
Yeah, so he's just
Yeah.
down he goes.
I have my other pistol out. I'm like, well, who do I shoot now?
Need to kill him.
Let's see here. What is on executing an unconscious?
And then you also have, there is one more over there who's loose.
Actually, it would just he's conscious, but he's restrained. So just roll.
Okay. So
For how much additional?
You're right.
I'll be.
You're hoping for a decently high roll.
Yeah, it's a 10, unfortunately. You know what? Here, just
Did
for
you
Wait,
roll
did
again?
you roll a 10?
I rolled a 10.
Roll again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Roll
again.
again.
Remember, 10s
A
and
10,
20s you
you-
re-roll.
Oh, that's
Yes,
right.
so
Okay.
keep
Add
the
to
10,
the-
and
yeah.
then, yeah.
19 is 6, and then minus
Minus
2. One
No,
on that would be
max,
4.
yeah.
Plus,
So again, 20 again.
So 20 again.
Yeah, that's outstanding.
Outstanding success.
So two
And then
d6.
2d6. Oh, it's a 1 and a 2, so 13 plus 13, or 3 plus 13, 16.
16.
I can math.
Tell us what we see.
As soon as he hits the ground, I kind of look a little bit sad because I'm like, oh, pop. just grapefruit. I mean,
Not quite grapefruit, just because it's a scarred, but
yeah.
it's
You can hear it rattle around in there a little bit.
and you're left, Iara.
Yes.
Roll me a mind.
9.
9. Okay. What do you do?
So
There's
I've got
one out of the ground.
one out of the ground. Let's put him back in the ground. So 16.
16
Against
is a
his
good
dodge.
success.
Good 2 bonus.
Good die. Oh, good success is 2 bonus die?
Because it starts with just 1 bonus die. It's the
This dude is.
17 damage.
17 against 10 toughness. So that is 1 wound. Tell us what we see.
More ground just comes up. He, having seen the other ones, tries to like get away from it, but it just grabs him up and like a wave comes off him, buries him.
You guys don't even see this last.
He's just completely buried.
Okay, so there is none of them still up.
They're all down.
Yep.
So you mind.
Still gonna suck. 9.
Ooh, yay.
11.
13.
So the two of you realize that the one that blew up, no shard went flying.
But the one, what about the other one?
That's what you realize. Drop that down to 1.
Just boom. Okay, we need to find the shard.
Yep.
Get out of
Let's
here.
go.
Everybody pick a body, let's go.
I'm going to. Well,
I'm
the
going
big
to
one
the
was
one
right in
right
front of me.
yeah,
so
yeah. They're all humanoids, correct? The dinos, are they humanoids?
I think
Or bipedal?
they would be.
You know, yeah.
While he's doing his thing, I'm gonna create some zombies. Just in case.
Yeah.
Because he's going for the big one that's out, the one that blew up, it didn't blow out of the ground. There's half of it down there, so I am digging.
No,
No?
it's
Okay.
goo.
All right.
So there was no
dang it.
shard that went flying
All right.
from
So
it.
in
Are
that case,
there-
I'm running to the closest DNOs near me.
Are there any like bags or anything with any of them? Like any satchels
So
that I can see like quickly kind of scanning?
the two of you realize that that's why the mind roll was. The likelihood of the shard is going to be
On the
on
big
the
guy.
other red
The
Trying to
jaw.
right
help
guy.
him.
Which is right by
So
me.
you guys
I'm
can roll a find,
gonna
or
help
you
him.
could roll find, or you can help each other. So
not good at that.
So add 1.
Yeah,
So,
I'll add
you
one.
add 1. I have an 11 for mine.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, I have
Do
an
it.
8, so go for it.
so roll plus 1.
I'm gonna turn that guy
15.
into the zombie.
What's that?
That's
15.
with the plus 1.
One on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you just immediately just kind of reach open to his chest,
Okay.
and hanging about its neck, wrapped in vine, is the shard.
Grab that.
Let's go.
Stash it.
Down the hall.
Go.
As fast as we can.
While you're busy casting,
Yeah.
you all of a sudden see them booking down the
Iara,
hall.
let's go.
Iara,
go,
let's
go, go.
go.
Forget about it. Go.
I'm still doing it as we go, and I'm casting it on the dude that they just found that from.
Okay.
27.
20
and the DN was 12.
So outstanding success.
Okay, so he is a +2, and he's coming with us.
So that was the end of your turn. Drop that down.
Oh, dang it!
So
That was
as
bad
you got
idea.
finished casting and the thing just kind of starts moving up against the end of the wall, you guys are already gone. So you see just a silver line just kind of slid up and then just kind of turn in on its side, and out steps the Lady Nightbird, flanked by 3 Viking warriors.
I run. Oh, shit. Let's go!
Okay. Let's see here. So
No,
you and
Iara.
you guys are off running. So you have a turn ahead.
I was behind. So
You
here's
said
the thing.
so. You said
I did run, but those two were all ahead of where I am. I was farthest back. 'Cause remember, I went to the buried guy to the other. So I am reasonably close.
If Iara yells, any of us, I would assume, could hear her.
But we'll go.
Absolutely.
So the way that I see it is like when you all took off running.
Yep.
So you guys didn't move into because you were just using range.
That's fair.
So you're still in the mouth of the cave.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So we can see and hear.
Fair enough.
So that's because that's the way that I'm moving. Just so
No, we're
I
good.
understand. Okay.
Yep.
So the three of you and Sharktooth all took off back down the cave. You remain to finish your spell, and then that was your turn. So at the end of the turn, you seen Lady Nightbird walk in. So right now it'll be initiative.
Okay. I got my zombie that's gonna go after her, and I'm
Heroes
gonna
up.
run.
Hero's Flurry! Oh my god!
Can she yell to call us back to help
No,
her?
No,
Leave the
I'm running.
zombie.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
Okay.
I'm telling the
we
zombie to
run.
attack, and I'm running.
So heroes get an extra turn this round.
Command your zombie and run.
Okay, so I am going to command my zombie. He has a +2 wound limit, so he's got a little bit to go. So he's gonna run at her and her people, and I'm gonna take off running.
Okay, so
2 rounds.
Yes.
So it's close enough to attack. So go ahead and who is your zombie attacking?
Her, because I want to distract her the most.
The Lady Nightbird?
Yeah. So he.
Maybe there's a chance he'll do enough damage. She's like, all right, screw this.
Yeah, exactly. Sure.
She was immune to something, wasn't she?
I know. I don't
Probably
remember what.
fear, I would imagine.
We did enough to upset her. She did leave.
Okay, so he's just gonna go up and
Swing her.
swing at her.
So you've got an 8
Yeah.
skill.
Okay.
She's also a necromancer.
So it's gonna just be.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So he hits her with an 8, or
That's all
tries
we
to
need
hit
do.
her with an 8.
And so, yeah, her unarmed combat, so all of a sudden just like she kind of steps through, doesn't even get a chance to realize what's going on. All of a sudden just, and so she just like, foom, and then like looks around and engages. And you're
Yeah.
Running for 2 rounds.
And zombie's gonna
At the
try
end
to
of
hit. Zombie's gonna hit again, because I've got 2 attacks.
So it's
Or
at the
Zombie
end,
has 2 attacks, right?
yeah. So at the heroes or villain, so the heroes get an extra turn this round. It is not simultaneous. It'll be at the end.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, and
So
zombie
you're
does his
zombie
thing.
does his thing while you're
then I
booking.
run, yes.
Right. So their turn. She takes a look around and quickly she doesn't see you leave. She just sees this Adinos zombie attacking.
Gotcha.
So she looks around and she starts casting.
towards the zombie.
We don't know what she's doing.
Right,
No one's
yeah.
She's a necromancer.
But
I
you
get it,
said
I'm just
so
saying,
she
we don't
doesn't.
know.
She's paying attention to him and not us, and doesn't see us.
Well, so last that
Right
you've
now.
seen, yeah.
Got it.
So you hear the verbal components of a cast, and you're like, "Oh fuck, that's Ray's dead." And then you hear the sounds of combat.
Yep. Zombie's gonna die quick.
Of course.
But he's got 2 wounds.
But is it enough of a distraction for her to get out?
Yeah.
That's all we need.
Okay, combat sounds like it went fast.
That's good or bad.
Not that bad. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I think it's the latter.
And you guys have an extra turn of running.
Yep.
Okay.
good
Do
luck
I
catching
no
the-
longer feel my zombie?
What's that?
Do I no longer feel my zombie?
Do you have like an impact?
I mean, I have the ability to tell it what to do, so I would imagine that I have.
No,
some-
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. That connection severed.
Okay, just figuring. He died.
Yeah, no, connection severed. But you guys now have another chance to run. So right now, what this is a dramatic resolution. It's a chase scene.
Okay.
But you and you already have A, B, and C.
Oh god.
Okay.
Because of 2 rounds of running, you have A and,
And B. Okay, got it.
So the 3 of you need
Trade
D,
me.
Yep.
and you need C and D.
Okay.
So are we ready?
Ready.
Yeah.
Okay. No! A
Wait.
and B.
C.
So the first time we're ever going to get to go play it, go ahead and tell us what it does.
The character who plays this may attempt C of a dramatic skill resolution or chase, even if it isn't present on the drop card. If it is present, the character may attempt the step, even if another character has tried and failed.
Okay. So what you need to do is just a straight dex to be able to get the hell out of there.
Okay.
And it is going to be against the Lady Nightbird's dex. So, DN of 12.
Wow, she's pretty dexterous.
But there's also some cards. I think that adds +3.
No, back in your hand because it's no longer combat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
But I can still put one towards it, right?
Yeah, you can play out of your hand and you can trade.
Okay. So hang on.
I have an adrenaline, which is +3 to dex.
Hang on a second.
What is the actual roll to start with?
It is an 11. +1 gets me to 12, so I'm still at 0. Or the +3. Hang on. +3 gets me to 14. Actually. That's what I'm.
No, wait. So
oh,
your
this is the
initial
one.
stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Sorry.
Your initial roll was 11,
Yes.
so +0. What is your dex?
An 8.
+3. This adds at the
Oh,
end.
at the end.
Yep.
Okay, 8. Okay, so that gets me to where I need to be. Right? 8, 9, 10, 11. What did I need?
12.
12. So it does not get me to where I need.
Can I play this one, which is a leadership card? Place 2 cards into other characters' cards pool directly from your hand, and then immediately refill my hand
Does it say the pool? Because the pool is...
into other player and into other characters' card pools.
Hands. Or pool. Does it
Does it
say
say pool or hand?
Pools.
Okay.
So
So
the
I'm assuming
pool is...
2 go-
Yeah,
But
the
it's
one
saying
to-
other players' pools.
So
not
like they're
the group.
individual.
It sounds to me like it's individual, but
Like
it's your
picked,
call.
Like I pick 2 and put like
You
2
know,
different.
let's allow it.
Okay.
I'm giving you this one, and then I just have another random one. Can I give both to her? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can only play one card,
Right.
still,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you refill your hand.
Yeah, there you go. It's a minimum of 10, so
yeah,
you're good.
yeah, I've got it.
So you will get it.
Yeah.
So now, everybody needs a D.
Everyone needs a D.
Everybody needs the D.
The
Yeah.
No! A and C!
All right.
3 more rounds
Yep,
left.
keep running.
Okay.
Next round, you can hear the sounds. You can all of a sudden, hear Lady Nightbird, spread out! D!
Yeah.
Now, does everybody have to make it or just one?
Everybody needs to make it.
Okay.
I've got
Whatever
we
it
roll?
is.
I've got possibility to.
It
got
is
level 2.
Dex against a DN of 12. Sharktooth is
15.
moving along with everyone.
15.
15. So you and Sharktooth reach the pool at the same time, and you just see her just boom, just dive right in.
DN of 12, I got 12.
12.
Got it.
So as you go running in, you
Yeah.
see Sharktooth jump into the pool.
Yeah.
You see Ava just pop something in her mouth.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's right. Oh, it's so terrible.
I made it with my adrenaline.
So with adrenaline,
Yeah.
and remember you can play
And
from
I-
your hand.
yeah.
So yep,
I made it with Hero. That's a 19. And a possibility.
you have successfully outran and didn't have to fight the Lady
Zombie.
Nightbird with a Breifne Shard.
Yeah. Zombie for the win.
So on that positive note, actually let's go ahead and wrap this up since you're able to get back and follow through, and then for the rest, about the next 6 hours once you get back, actually make it back to the Statue of Liberty.
Nice.
Where when we go up, as much as we don't want to climb those stairs again, do we find the radio in working order?
So the radio's still in working order.
You have
only
to
been
call
a
out to
couple
Jones.
Jones here.
Exfil, we've got the shard.
Copy
We brought another
that.
dinosaur. I was gonna say it.
So the plan for the exfil was to attempt to just bombard the area with like tactical rafts, inflatable rafts, and hopefully one of them
One of them
lands
survives the
because they don't want to
Right.
take a chance of flying into it.
right.
Yeah. So I need somebody to roll a d6. Don't roll a 1.
Not me.
Good.
5.
Yeah.
You're able to find a couple rafts
And then just go towards the ocean.
and start heading out towards the ocean. And so with Sharktooth's ability to help, swim and steer along, you guys are able to get out to where eventually you get picked up.
Nice.
You get picked up. So
It is night.
and it is night again. So 5 experience for everybody.
And next week,
And next week, so After, just for briefing, what Jones tells you is the analysis have come up with several possibilities. The only thing on out of character, where's the list of I don't remember the exact names.
Give me just a second.
The list of locations.
Don't worry, I've got it. Oh, all right. Oh, there we go. Paris, France, Cyber Papacy.
Right.
University of Benghazi, Libya, Nile.
And then
Gundu Village, Nepal, Orosh, Japan, Mount Rishiri on Rishiri Island, Pan-Pacific.
So what Jones says, after the briefing, and so he does take the shard to keep them safe, to keep it safe with the other one. And Jones says, Delphi analysts have come up with the following, the best that they can surmise. For the cyber papacy in Paris, based off of what we have here in New York, the shard is perhaps attached to some type of national landmark. So a landmark over in Paris, we've come up with 3. Since the Notre Dame Cathedral had recently burned, the Bastille, the Eiffel Tower, and the Louvre. So that's the best that we can do, or what best that we can surmise. At the College of Benghazi in Libya, there's not much there except Professor Espartes. He is considered a world-renowned expert in reality. So we suggest to be able to go and consult with him first.
In Benghazi.
At the University of Benghazi, correct.
What was his name again?
Professor Espartes. Gandu Village is simply a village. There's nothing else. A small village of about 200 people deep into your reality of Orosh. Due to the Gaunt Man's heavy influence there, we're unable to uncover anything else. And Rishiri Island, at the north end of the island, is a private prison, Rishiri Prison, that's owned and operated by the Kanawa Corporation. So at this point, Storm Knights, you will need to make a consideration of where you want to go next. And with that, we will end.
Gotcha.
All right. Thank you for joining us on another NCRP Productions podcast. We couldn't do this without you, so please like and subscribe everywhere we're found, including YouTube, Facebook, Anchor, Google, Apple, Spotify, and other great podcast sites. If you'd like to help us continue making more content, we'd love to have your support on our Patreon. And we'd like to give a special shout out to our current patrons, our Siegson Employees of the Month, Michael H., Greg K., F.S., and our Breaker of Seals, Frank H., Christopher C., Matthew K. Thank you all. We truly, truly appreciate it. And a very special thanks to our fantastic artist, Jacob Blackmon, who you can reach on his Patreon under his name, or Deviant Art under the name Prodigy Duck.